For that, start that up. I'm going to go ahead and go, do I have the thing to go live? Why is it not letting me the thing go live? Hang on here 1 second. Let me figure this out. Security. Not locking the meeting. Okay, so I can record, but I don't have the thing to go live. I think you need to make me the host.
Oh
So.
yeah. Okay. Let me give you the hostess mostest powers. All right. There we go.
I have the power. I have the power.
Now you sound like AJ at 7:07 in the morning.
We are about to go live in 3,
Don't forget to make me host
2,
again.
1. Yes, it's gonna go right to the. It's gonna go right. I think we are. Y'all gonna have some fun.
All right, so we're live. We're live now. All right, welcome y'all to The Word Is Right. This is our triple feature. It's the first time we're doing a triple feature because I could not do only two of these poets. They all had to be together, and I get them all together in my house to read some poetry. So thank you all. I'm so fucking excited for tonight. Y'all don't even understand. If you've never heard these poets before, you're in for a special, special treat. We got AJ Houston in the building, the Coach Jah Smalls, and Mr. Witz is on his way in right now as we speak. I just clicked the admit button, and so he is on his way to the room. All right, so the way we're going to rock it tonight, ground rules. As you'll notice, you are not going to be able to unmute yourselves without permission. But when the poets are done reading, I'll go ahead and invite everyone to unmute. Feel free to unmute yourself, cheer, clap, go crazy, be wild, all of that awesome, lovely cheering energy. We want to bring it for our features tonight. If you have any questions or need anything, please feel free to message me in the chat. The open mic list is open, and so far I only have Daniel Viegas on that list. So if anyone else would like to read, yes, okay, Miss Betty, I put you on, Miss Betty. All right. Welcome everyone who's coming in the room. Doc Janning in the house. Shane Maynard's here. Queen City Poetress, Linda Klein, Mr. Speaker. Nick P, of course, is here. Nancy Helgeson, Mr. Witz is just in the building. Doc Janning and our very own Ron Mark Thompson are here. And of course, our features this evening, AJ Houston, Coach Jah Smalls, and Mr. Witz. All right. Ground rules for today. Doc, yes. Okay, Doc, I got you on the list. Doc Janning. Ron Mark Thompson. All right, Ron. I'm just calling him Ron. Ron, you're on the list. All right. Nancy, welcome. I'm so glad that you were able to get in with the link. Very cool. Okay, so I got Daniel, Ms. Betty, Doc Janning, and Ron. And I'll go ahead and read to open us up, so don't worry. Shane was busy buying all of her murder material at Lowe's, and she's back home now. So yes, yes, murder material. That is what we're going to call our horror anthology, and it's going to be a shopping cart full of like regular, everyday household items. Oh, you could kill someone with them. Right, let's go. Sirocco Shaman's is coming in the room. Let's go. I know you. That's how I know. All right. Rules of engagement this evening. This is a poetry open draw class. Yes. Oh my God. Let's go. Yeah, you got a easy cleanup, right? Let's go. All right. So ground rules for this evening. Of course, everyone is muted. I'll unmute you after performers. Please cheer and clap and have a hell of a good time. Then be quiet again when the next person is up. This is a live poetry open mic. Anything can happen. You can say fuck and shit and dick and pussy and all of those glorious words. The only thing that we do not tolerate at all whatsoever is any sort of hate speech. If I feel you're a threat to anyone in this room, you will be gone, baby, gone, and not allowed the fuck back in. So play nicely, right? Also, please understand that this is a live poetry open mic and anything goes. You could hear anything tonight. There is no required trigger warning. This is real fucking life. So please be prepared. If you hear something that triggers you, please take good care of yourself. If you need to step out, mute yourself, step away, come back, that's fine. We'll love you anyway. We're here to support that. If you do choose to use the trigger warning, we will support that and love that as well. But please know anything goes on this open mic except for hate speech. All right. That being said, let's fucking start this show. I've got Daniel, Miss Betty, Doc Jenny, and Ron on the open mic list. Those of you who are just joining us, if you would like to get on that open mic list, let me know, please. It is 6:20, so we're starting a little late. So I will go ahead and open with a poem. We'll go about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'll probably take the first myself plus maybe the first 2 or 3 poets, and we'll break for our first feature. We got AJ Houston, then Coach Jah Smalls, and then Mr. Witz. So we'll go 15, 20 minutes, bring up AJ. Each feature has a 20-minute set, more or less. I'm not going to mute you. Yeah, speaker, I got you. All right. I'm not going to mute you or make an annoying fucking buzzing noise or be a dick. So, but just be mindful of your time. If you're not sure how much time you have left, just ask. If you go over, yeah, that's totally fucking fine too. Just not like an hour over. Those of you reading on the mic, you'll have 5 minutes. Again, please don't do a 10-minute monologue. We got poets to hear from tonight. So we'll go 15, 20 minutes, bring up AJ. We'll go 15, 20 minutes, bring up Job, go 15, 20 minutes, bring up Witz. Anyone who's left over at the end is we'll finish up that open mic list. If we get to the end of the open mic list and you want to read again, we'll just do rounds as we move through the show tonight. All right, here we go. So I was in the Tumblewords workshop with Nick P. He actually was one leading the workshop, and he gave us a bunch of these really incredible prompts, and I wrote some of what I think was very interesting poetry. So I'm going to read you the first 2 poems that I wrote total. I'm going to read you those 2 that I wrote in the mashed promptatoes. Nick is hilarious. Mashed promptatoes. Oh, I forgot to mention that this meeting is being recorded and live streamed. It'll be posted to our YouTube channel. If you have not yet gone to the YouTube channel, just search The Word Is Right, WRITE. Please like, share, subscribe to YouTube so we can get our own URL. That is really awesome and important. Monday night, we have the Moist Mondays erotic show. Poetastic and I are hosting it, and our feature Monday night is the Black Widow poet. So if you want some sexiness, come Monday and experience Black Widow. All right, here we go. Mashed promptatoes, first poem. There is beauty in destruction, the decomposition of something that was once beautiful, being transformed to older, grosser, never going to be me, beautiful. You are the ocean air, salty, salty, salty humidity, breath of life we cannot swallow that corrodes and rusts and disintegrates even the most well-built futures. Steel, wood, brick become decimated, transformation of bike chains into dangerous, foundations to clay, washed away dreams of home, wooden beams that float only after the flood, and all the tears now dried trails of failed good decisions to stay inland, away from the sea, away from destructive storms that really only wanted to clear my path. It's an ongoing drive-in highlight reel of Twister meets Jaws meets Carrie meets How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days meets Sally Never Gets Together with Harry. Need the numbing nitrous, need the Kleenex built better than metal sheets that clink the salty ocean rain that pours, not just falls, that leaves dusty round residue, caliche remembrances, so there is no chance of forgetting that I dance in circles, run on burned out feet that had fallen off a lifetime ago. Around and around these racetrack ballets, swing, step, tap, dance line, dance curved, not straight, rinse, lather, repeat, caught in the cycle of this beautiful, chaotic destruction of aging, of dying, of never loving again. That was the first one. And then the second one, yeah, Nick put us through the ringer today in the workshop. It was great. All right. Handcuffs are only comfortable when they have pink fluff attached to them, not strapped to a carrying case of way too expensive, much more worth than my hand, that you would demand it chopped off like the last remaining remedying bits of me. What constitutes dead colors? Black is my life now. How this heart full of black lacklusterly beats, I have to talk it into doing its job just to justify living. Why the knife is still attached to the magnet strip. Why the pills are still in the bottle. Why I can't just drive in oncoming traffic or fly by the seat of my pants off the overpass a few blocks away. Colors are dead to me. Bright light brings no warmth. Colors are of no comfort other than the set sunflowers in my last will and testament. Testament to the try. This carrying case is so heavy and my wrist won't quit carrying it. Pent up grams of gratitude cast away, always coming back like a boomerang. I wish for grayscale gratitude if I must endure such efforts. Nickel and diming, waiting tables of trying to get through the day. Where are the pirate patrons to take it all away? Remove yesterday, remove your treachery, remove all of my mistakes and convince the sun to sleep a little longer. Convince my hand to fall off, this dead weight to die off. Stop carrying the convictions of your memory, of your fallacy, of the dream, of the ego, of the hope to see in color again one day. All right, thank you all. Yes, there you guys can unmute if you want. Go crazy, get loud. Let's rocking.
All I hear is Whitney Houston, Where Do Broken Hearts Go?
Where do broken hearts go?
All right,
Big
let's go.
facts.
Yeah, that was from Nick Paleologos's mashed up promptatoes with tumble words, led by Donna Snyder. So if you have not been to the tumble words page, they do a free workshop every Saturday afternoon. All right, so here's the list. We got Daniel Villegas, Ms. Betty, Doc Janning, Ron, and Mr. Speaker. If I missed anyone you'd like to get on the list, let me know. Here comes Jeff Cottrell. So Daniel, I will go ahead and unmute you. How do I do that? Because I'm on my Chromebook. Give me a second. I'll get there. Ask to unmute. There we go. All right, Daniel, take it away. I'm so glad to see you. He had an amazing feature last night with Freestyle with Ray Jade. If you missed Daniel's feature, please go back to the live video and watch it. This man is magic. Oh, hang on. Let me mute everyone, Daniel, and then I will re-unmute you. Okay, let's go.
Yes, we're ready to rock. I'm excited about these features and I'm excited about what you're doing with Word is Right. So I got two pieces for tonight. This first piece is dedicated to all the slam poets out there who's ever been in a slam, and we're just gonna get into it. It goes like this. It's called I'm a Slam Poet. I'm a slam poet that slams to land fluids. Hydrogen and oxygen mixed to ban carnage. I hand knowledge like wise men walking a golden road. Cause when the sun shines, we see what is valuable. Eyes open like MacBooks whenever we rap to. I rap through like capsules frozen in time. I can never stop being yourself even when you're losing a signs. Can I understand? Cause if I understand, sometimes it's hard to make out. Injustices sprout out like seedlings being watered from hate. So we combat that with love even when we feel not great. I say know your worth and link with people that will lift you up. If we're indeed vibration, that there's no such thing as giving up. because we all change from one form to another. I speak to my brothers locked up in the pen, writing bars from inside because no one can defend. I reached so far back that I jumped timelines, time traveling through pages in my notebook, writing yesterday's problems with tomorrow's solutions. I'm complex, my content can consent to change the world through words. Whenever we feeling offset, te quiero decir que mis palabras son como arcoíris que cambian con colores desde mi alma. I want to tell you that my words are like rainbows, changing colors from the depth of my soul. Soul like that which we walk with, soul. Soul like el sun, like the sun illuminating the darkest darkness. You're not alone. So don't ever feel defeated. I used to think I could box with God, but then realized that my arms were too short and my anger was misplaced. Being judged as a child in the states where culture is abundant, but people may be quick to suppress you if they don't connect with you. So I stand in front of you, a Colombian, an American, a child of the earth, trying to remind you to go back to where we first were when we spoke sound, words about thoughts with melodies already infused. Just look at the earth languages, people of all sorts, so I can tell you que recuerdes quién eres, to remind yourself who you are. And for that to happen, I would say, I'm a slam poet that slams to land fluids, hydrogen and oxygen mixed to ban carnage and hand knowledge like wise men walking a golden road. Because whenever the sun shines, we see what is valuable. Slam poet. All right.
Yes, Daniel, you got it.
Nice.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So
Oh,
this
you got
one,
one more?
yeah, I got one more. This one I got a little prop. I want to show you something. So this one is called Language of Light. See if you guys could all see kind of the writings.
That's
The
so
writings
cool.
in there. So those writings are kind of called Language of Light. I've been writing it for a couple of years, but I got inspired to write it again and put poems in between them. So I end up writing this poem called Language of Light. It goes like this. I'm not sure how connected we are to the stars. I mean, I can imagine we resemble them in some way. Beings from throughout the galaxy look at us in amazement. Our cultures are rich, our foods are spectacular, and who can be against our art? Breakdancing, hip hop, slam poetry, martial arts. We are indeed a race young, but old in soul. Or at least some of our greatest have been here for a while, teaching us how to stay connected. This planet turns, and if we're not in the same vibration, we can fall off the roller coaster. A roller coaster of emotions, a roller coaster of experiences. So I sound like talking to the wind in some sort of star languages that can be felt when you're in tune. I have been here for many lifetimes, a pilot in one, a soldier in another, a monk, a priest, but never have I been an MC until I met hip hop. And she be that, full of love and embrace, full of inspiration. She saved me, you know. I feel like when I rhyme, I get closer to God. Something in me finds the flow of being in that trance state. So I write symbols from time to time. When I connect, my hands form movements that when in sync with my breath, I can travel to different dimensions, all in my body without leaving it. I guess that's why I rhyme, to stay grounded. I pick up the dirt from the ground and put my hands together and feel how amazing it is to be in this planet. We are literally in the middle of space. Nothing above us, nothing below us. Just hugged by the universe. But let me get back to the beings of this earth. You know, we're all humans, but not all of us are just that. Some, like Men in Black, suggest are a little more. So let these sky languages or advanced earth symbols that can be found in almost all of our cultures, for example. Look at the picture in one of these times. What do you feel? What comes to mind? Is it foreign or do you know it? I sometimes find myself trying to be more, but the lesson is we are. Chasing an arrow, hoping to catch its speed. When hit the target, I be like Flash, moving through the city at lightning speed. However, when I rhyme, I slow down. Yes, I slow down. Yo, I slow down when past say pronouns. See the light in front of me, so I'm a show now. The possibility of being high, it's like a cafe macchiato. So I tune to the frequencies while in staccato. My words reach galaxies like stars in a bottle. Ancient like the sun, so my symbols write out tomorrows. Futuristic like Nipana, hablo mañana con mis letras de Cuba, Havana. So I channel light like thoughts plugged into the source of spirit. I hope you enjoyed this, because it's been about a minute since I spoke what I felt inside. So let these words be what you thought you'll find in case you ever travel way outside your mind.
Oh my God. Daniel, may I ask you guys, unmute your mics. Give him a big round of applause.
All right, all right.
Yeah, what's up?
Way to go, way to go.
Yes. Oh my God, Daniel. Let's keep going. Y'all, he was amazing. If you're just joining us, welcome to The Word is Right tonight. So triple feature. We got AJ Houston, the Coach Jah Smalls, and Mr. Witz in the house. If you missed Daniel's feature from last night, you can go back on to The Word is Right live and watch his feature with Ray Jane. It was amazing last night. If you have not been to YouTube yet, please go to YouTube. The Word is Right, WRITE. Like, share, subscribe to our channel so that we can get our own URL and continue to expand the shows that we have. We have shows and workshops almost every single day of the week. So we want to make sure we continue growing and going big. All right, we got Miss Betty, and then we'll go ahead. We'll break for our first feature. Unless, Doc, do you have to go? Are you on a time crunch, Doc? Or are you going to be around? Okay, cool. So we'll go Miss Betty, and then we'll bring up AJ, and then we'll have Doc begin, and then we'll go 15, 20 minutes on the open mic, then bring up Jah. Go 15, 20 minutes on the open mic, bring up the rest of the folks. I've got Miss Betty, Doc Jenny, Ron, Speaker, Nick P, Jeff, Christy, and Kohi. I hope I say that right. If I did not, then please correct me. Awesome. So if anyone else wants to get on the open mic list, just drop your name in the chat or let me know. Miss Betty, are you ready, my beautiful friend? Here, I'm going to mute everyone real quick and then ask you to unmute so that way nobody disturbs you, because you are amazing and we want to make sure that we hear from you. Okay, so you should be able to hit the unmute button. Yes. Okay.
So this is Black History. And we're in the last days of what is officially known as Black History, such as life. But anyway, this poem is a homage to one of my favorite poets. And this is back when I was in high school. I got kicked out of my debate class because I met a poet, revolutionary, who could knock you on your ass. Sitting middle row on a chair I outgrow soon. Principal calling my first, second, last name in June. Window slightly ajar. I heard Randy tell Jordan, they're going to have to find me. I'll be 18. Damn, enlisted. I ain't going to war. The flutter of paper at the top of the room brought me back with all the lackluster flair of generic, hollow-flavored speech on the merits of being blind, with an emphasis on them having more fun. My partners and I, in our khaki jackets and blue jeans, Trudy, pastel colors, teased hair, from us not a clap, but a perfunctory glare. Wrestling, shifting of notes, an introduction of soulless stale quotes. My name is Carl. I sashay to a three-sided star. Say it loud. Dun, 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 dun. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it louder. Hey, I'm black and I'm proud. African diamond miners, boot dancing in my head. In my hands, a circuit book of poems, a poem I've voraciously read. Turning to the last poem on the last page, up against the wall, you motherfuckers. It was at that moment I was escorted from the stage. In a future stadium, somewhere yells, will a real Barack stand up? And a big-eyed man in corduroys and a dashiki stands up. Playwright, poet, orator, jazz aficionado, teacher, sassy preacher, Amiri Baraka. One love. That's that poem.
Yes, Miss Betty. Do you have a second one you'd like to read?
Well, I want to give honor to those who are behind me. I wrote a poem, here it is. I wrote a poem based on, I hope it's here. Yeah. Oh, I can't find it. No, let somebody else read because I can't find that poem. I wrote a jazz poem.
Okay, well, if you want back on the list as we continue to roll through, if we do a second round, we'd love to hear from you. Absolutely. All right, so that means that we're going to bring up our first feature. Well, okay, hold on. I'm sorry, because I forget that you guys can't unmute yourselves. Let me unmute everybody. You guys unmute your mics. Give it up for Miss Betty.
One of us.
All right, Miss Betty.
One of us.
Woohoo!
One
Yes,
of
Miss Betty.
us.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh man, I just love Miss Betty. Y'all, it's one love. Like this woman she blows my mind. She knocks my socks off. I can't wait to like hug her in person one day.
Mhm.
All right. So welcome everyone. If you're coming into the room, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody across the board as we bring up our first feature tonight. If you would like to get on the open mic list, please either send me a message or drop your name in the chat. The chat goes very quickly. I'm in Texas on a Chromebook. I'm not in my normal computer, so everything is a little bit different and it moves really, really fast. But if you would like to get on the open mic list tonight, I can do that and get you on. So to the man who really makes me write better, even writing about nude beaches, who does 707 every morning and is a reason to wake up and to continue to fight through the day. He is absolutely, seriously one of the poets who impacts my writing the most. And I'm honored and blessed that he said yes, that he agreed to come and triple feature tonight, because seriously, we couldn't do this without all three of you together in one event. It just wouldn't work with any of you not here. So AJ Houston is the son of Jimmy J and Bertie Lee Houston. He is the middle child with an older brother and sister and 2 younger sisters. He would say he has been a writer, poet all of his life. After memorizing all of the Dr. Seuss books his mother read to him, he believed Dr. Seuss created all of his characters from nothing, from thought. He spends his days with pen and paper, attempting to discover his nothings to create everything from. Quote unquote, a poem should not say but be, is a quote from Ars Poetica gifted him by his high school English teacher. He is carried with him as a motto. One of his favorite quotes he has penned is, quote unquote, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, each poem should be worth 1,000 pictures. The description of writing and painting has to be the same process, is the goal he offers to his students in his creative writing classes. Creating a formidable follow through with every day is his answer to anyone pouting writer's block or being stuck in pause while writing. His 9th book, published, is Steel Black, STEELBLACK, Steel Black, by Not Just Alphabets, with the name AJ Houston as author. It is a privilege and a goal to publish enough books to be considered the author of his own personal library, which would mean he has to publish at least 5 books a year. Thank you, and may we all be better stewards of the gifts we've been blessed with, and may writing free your mind to dream bigger as you unlimit yourself. His Cash App is AJ Word 1, the number 1. And on Zelle, it is 725-201-8292. I'm going to ask everyone to unmute your mics, please. Give a big round of applause to our first feature tonight, Mr. A.J. Houston.
AJ.
AJ.
Let's
I'm
go.
Mute everyone, AJ,
Let's
so
go.
I'm gonna mute everyone. It's gonna mute you too, but don't worry. I'm gonna come get you and I'm gonna unmute you. All right, my friend. There you go.
Monuments. I keep grasping at pens. Not for sure if I can build this message out of ink. Sometimes ink is not the best material for constructing anything everlasting. What if we measured words like horses? How many hands did it take for you to write it? We've been here before plenty of times, but not once with our fist raised. Not once was a message we can harmonize, one we can grow our children to. Stop repeating words not worth the sound of breath used to create them. I keep hearing King, Lewis, Malcolm, Attucks, Barack, my father, yelling, don't walk on the water. It's not drinkable. Those chemicals make your skin fall off. Those fish cannot fry, can't bake, won't die. Shut them rocks up and keep crying out. How you gonna be you if you keep walking in other people's shoes? Watch out how you climb that mountain full of landmines. There are few safe places for dreamers, and this ain't one. I keep reaching for the mic and it's not my turn. No time to listen to logic. Can't hear truth while they still dance. Keep playing songs with no message. Can you tweet, twerk, Facebook, Instagram Live, TikTok what you want to say? Maybe then you'll be placed in rotation. I wanted to write something I could give to you for free. something you'd be willing to pay for. It'd be worth more than your time and money, something you would share with those you care about. Today, we need to care for more than just ourselves. I wrote a poem out of steel, out of lead, out of clouds. I wanted to be heavy enough you couldn't carry it by yourself. You would need help to lift the thoughts between the lines. You'll be willing to read it right now, not wait till tomorrow. I keep grasping at straws, you know, the ones that broke the camel's back. Maybe if there was dust enough, you would know how rough it is to stay tough. When all you have is empty promises, when all your poems are 10 hands tall, none of your pens have saddles, reins, or blinders, only hair triggers, no safety, won't stay within the borders you forced them to live. I want to build a poem, a monument that would stand in your way. Beautifully constructed, as if it fell from heaven, you would have to take a long path around or drive by. It would distract you from doing all the nothings you find yourself participating in. It would be loud and quiet, bright and dark, written in every language. It will be filled with footholds, handrails, hidden drawers for wings and trumpets. There will be drums with harp strings, flutes with wind chimes, free halos, ink puddles you can stand in. I need to write a poem the likes of which you never heard and will never hear again. I want to build a poem out of skin and bones with bright white teeth, unaffected by time, unafraid of COVID, one you can dance to, rock with, a poem able to harmonize on its own, a poem that comes with its own pen and paper, its own directions on how to read it, how to go from back to front, from side to side, one that will explain itself without anyone asking. Will not let you finish writing it, no matter how many times you stop. You know that poem, like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like the cow still hanging on that corner of a crescent quarter moon. That poem, you know, that poem, you can lead a poet to paper, but you can't make poets write. Yeah, that poem. How y'all doing? My name is AJ Houston. I just, I always tell people, I say, well, today is the day that y'all gonna get this work. So y'all gonna get this work. Title of this poem is Yesterday. I discovered rest, lying between thick layers of thought. Found comfort in puffs of breezes some call breath. These ins and outs keep finding reason to keep me standing upright. This body is an ocean. Skin a raging battlefield, been at war since muskets. Can't call it winning when every continent wants to see you struggle. Melanin must have added value the way America throughout time has found every way to place it neatly away in pine boxes, gift wrapped all nice and silenced, empty of the organs, transplantable, able to sustain life. Can't march no more. Void of complaints, ready for lowering 6 feet for social distancing. It's hard enough to feet forward when backward shows up. Open palmed, offering new soles for your worn pair of shoes. How hard is the bottom of your feet? We've been walking since they drug ancestors out from the belly of darkness. There'll be every reason offered to shh your story. They'll pay top dollar if you purposely speak in misdirecting dialogue. Cover your voice in bass beats and a song absent lyrics. Imagine if hush was golden. How much for a tongue loaded with facts? America don't do truth too often. Gets in the way of stories labeled history. They feed our seeds in classrooms. They refuse to ban tradition. We don't ready, set, go enough to be prepared when starter pistols go off accidentally on purpose. How late are we for the race? When it's given, there's no end, no way to win in sight. Yesterday I began shaking bones again. Not in the voodoo kind of way. There were no awkward chants, whispered in intelligible language, no masks, no garments of enchantment, no blood, no virgin sacrifice, no fire. Shaking bones as if Ezekiel and I need to have an answer to the question he's waited for since the time before Egypt and scrolls, snakes and pyramids, before the stroll across the lake. Just yesterday, I began shaking bones again. So if I got enough breath in these lungs to breathe bones back to life. Tossed them sideways in a book of poetry of spiritual rejuvenation, I wonder if my great-great-great-grandmother's bones are the ones my son is walking in. I heard long ago it's the fourth son of the fourth generation who arrives walking in honorable bones. I pray he steps in them proud, knowing there's so much work to be done before it's time to pass them on. You ever shake hands and know what that hand has built? How many people it lifted? Number of seeds it raised, how many tomorrows rest in the 5 toes of the 4 foot? There are memories bones can only reveal when they're yours. You are the fourth of the fourth. When it's your turn to carry a burden of legacy, time is left flailing in the space reserved for men and women with distinct character. Can't recall the last time, or even the first for that matter, but yesterday I began shaking bones as if they were scriptures, prophetic doctrines of the voices. A flock of caged birds release beaks so the song can be sung by the masses. Have you finally got used to that rattling sound of your walk? Well, you're aware each of us have extra bones resting somewhere in this body. Skin wrapped so tightly you have to listen close or you may miss the blessing. What if they're only there to represent sacrifices, the willingness of those before us, to offer one another a hand, an eye, breath, a back, a foot or two? whatever was needed to help them continue on the righteous path. You won't know who to give aid, so you must help everyone you see needing help. They may be the one sent this day to shower you in blessings. You got to believe in something other than what you were taught to believe in. Tomorrows do not exist unless there is a yesterday to speak of. I catch myself often now, shaking bones harder than usual, as if I can convert past uninterpretable languages into right now speech, translate footprints, decipher movements from mountaintop to forest, flatlands, desert sands. You ever think bare bones are exactly what truth should be? Skin unnecessary, but marrow intact. Maybe it's what's inside the time has trouble getting rid of. Do you find comfort in these breaths you treat as automatic? Don't you know someone had to stop breathing to enable you to start? I have my great-grandmother's left hand, my grandfather's right. What do you think these words come from? Didn't come from me, came for me. Each time they appear, I'm unaware of which of my ancestors sacrificed for the trip. If you listen close, maybe you can hear the messages in your bones, the forgotten languages of the past forcing you to write this right now better than you did yesterday. How do you think you can see through tomorrow if you're not standing on all those bones, every one of the souls, time and circumstances sacrificed just for you to get to hear? Yeah, good evening, man. I'm looking forward to Coach Jah, Mr. Witz, man. This is man, it's Black History. So, I just appreciate everybody doing everything everybody participating, everybody that's here. Thank you for coming through a father's prayer. What happens to love in the 9 months it takes a seed to grow? If patience is a virtue, shouldn't it be the class men and women are forced to take until passing at puberty? Love cannot survive the quiet, can't flourish in hostile or toxic atmospheres, does not possess the ability to shuffle aimlessly as if it knows where we're going. We seldom know where we are or where we're going. Love is not a cliff's edge with shards and rocks. You would not see the warning signs, would not pay attention if they were present. Love is not a battlefield of lost wars, no matter how bloody you remember the fall. There are legends of kamikazes and ninjas diving headfirst their planes into ships. The ceremonial knife to the gut after failure. There was a time it was believed this was love. Sometimes the fork in the road is a knife, a two-edged sword. I've seen the best of the best struggle to survive. There are no winners, just losers when the separation is not amicable. When you can't agree to disagree, can't stop being angry, love has always suffered serious abandonment issues. I've been carrying this prayer in my chest long before I surgically removed my first daughter from the depths of her mother's stomach. If you were ever present at the exact moment new life arrives, fathers are lost in amazement and helpless, unable to do anything but stand in great disbelief, cry, cheer. I was a bundle of emotions when I held my first daughter, second daughter, my sons when each arrived for the first time. I'm a bundle of emotions, remembering moments replayed in the grand amphitheater of my mind. Some memories have an echo, able to shake loose the fears of inadequacies. No one knows how to father in the beginning, in the middle, when gray shows up without conscience, when the mind decides its fingers are feeble and can't hold thoughts long enough to earn sound's attention. Is it just me? Or does every man feel the need to speak to his father's father? Believe such a talk is necessary to connect branches of a family tree that may have become disconnected. Timelines splintered by founders, by those who knew the importance of roots, of lineage, by those who claimed to be masters of men. These needs would not be this worn if I'd spoken to either one of my grandfathers. Wisdom seems to set differently in the heart of a child when shared from a tongue seasoned by undisputable lessons, formed by the fire of inevitable pain. Time is a way of making palatable the indigestible truth. Is it just me? How credible are the witnesses to the last breakup, last heart ripped from the cage of bones built to protect it? Every day I pray myself whole, give love without asking or demanding love in return. Heavenly Father, teach me how to love when love is gone. How to father. Fathers no longer requiring help to man. Teach me to man, to black man, even when America's practice subtraction is better than slavery, better than the purpose of incarceration. I pray to be able to black man for black men, who knows the address to Give Up Boulevard, graduated with a doctor's degree from Quick University. Let me black man for me, for her. Let me black man for women, for every race that has no idea how hard it is to be black and man and grandfather and father and teacher and son and uncle and nephew and live. Dear Father, teach America to let black men live. conversations. If prayers could speak, these hands would not need to participate. Would not be greeting each other with such aggression, would not be sweating, would not reach down as far as they can, begging knees to join a private session. I keep hearing my elders say praying is a full body activity, even though words are used. When it's just the dancing, just the jumping and the screaming, we close our eyes and bow our heads to the four winds because the address is unknown. The first thing I would ask heaven, do not let my boys watch the replay of hate, all them Confederates and Klan them looting the Capitol, prancing back and forth, high-fiving Confederate flags, see hate back in business, back popular, like when President Wilson praised the first birth of a nation, claimed it's like writing history with lightning. Not that hate is not an American citizen. Did not capture the first vessel. Capture the first batch of Africans for practice with the king, first batch of niggas for free labor in the field from swinging from them trees. I would not tell them hate had graduated magna cum laude from every American university. Hate has been president at least 44 to 46 chances. We've been trying to get this shit right. If press could speak, I would rid myself. I would rid myself of these cuts and scars on my tongue from them prayers unanswered, on my knees from years demanding at least the angels listen. Been trying to get heaven's attention since Emmett, since Trayvon, since Huey, since they've been killing niggas wearing Klan white or police blue with no sign of let up or quit. If prayers could speak, I would whisper. I would whisper in the ears of each one of my sons, You see, I've been hoping. I keep praying you didn't watch when America threatened America, when a black policeman was not the only nigga protecting the Capitol, being chased, spit on, despised, running through the building for his life. When niggas were not the only color invited to the gallows constructed on Capitol property, I would tell my sons, it's hard enough to remember to keep your head down, to not speak up when an officer calls you boy, calls you nigga, claim it can't be your car. This ain't your neighborhood. Your parents don't live here. I pray you know the hush. I pray you know the hush when demanded you get out of your vehicle. They got okay to shoot. See, they got the okay to shoot if you're black, if you look threatening, if you're past puberty, if you sound educated, look like you might know some shit, look like you've been attending all your classes in high school, been taking college courses, might be a father, somebody's son, somebody's grandfather. I hope you know why they stopped you. I hope they know why they stopped you. They stopped you because the only violation they can ticket you for is nigga driving, nigga breathing, nigga sitting, nigga standing upright. If prayers could speak, I would just ask, why the clouds over my house look backed up? Look like there's a backlog of pain, of tears. Why the sky keep answering, ain't nobody home in thunder? I would ask, how come niggas keep singing about lifting all these voices when can't nobody breathe? Keep looking for some swing low, a new Moses or Barack, searching for a river to wade in, searching for a train or some boxcars underground for some help, as if we still singing old Negro spirituals. We're still Negroes, still plantation living, still wearing chains, still answering to master. If prayers could speak, I would just take my time. I don't believe angels understand nigga English unless we slow it down. They might be American, might have that systematic up there too. Ain't nobody gone and come back and tell us nothing. If prayers could speak, I would just keep praying. Like my mama told me, like it don't matter if they listen or not. Like you're gonna hear me eventually, like Jacob, I ain't gonna quit till you bless me. Like this bush ought to be burning by now. Like these rocks ain't gonna speak for me. If prayers could speak, I would tell my voice to grow a set of hands, put them together, speak for itself. And I have this piece I just wrote today. I got to throw it in. And I finished it probably about 45 minutes before this live. I was ripping and running. So title of the piece is Unquestionable. I'm not a pyromaniac. You see, I'm not a pyromaniac. I've been accosted, arrested many times, mistaken for a madman for lighting bushes on fire. Standing close, leaning in, waiting for the scream. No one told me I was next. These messages keep finding me in my slumber, demanding I wake, grab hold of their throats, write them in scriptures. Guess I'd be a miscribe, like they were back in the olden days. Just know, the mission is not the mission, it's the message. Could be the cover of the Bible is black for a reason. Maybe they call us black for a reason. Could be everything comes from black for a reason. Maybe black is black and forever black for a reason. I've been checking history for a second. Coming, Mathematical application, dividing every lake into equal portions, freedom trail. Second arrival of 3 days, 3 wishes. Somebody during the days of Pharaoh put all in the lamp. I bet the genie couldn't swim. Wishing doesn't have the power it used to. There has to be a bush. There has to be a bush holding a sermon at the ready, one that was refused to bow to ash, a bush where fire is the perfect conduit for a higher calling. Just because I got a belly filled with questions does not mean there's not a scroll dipped in honey on its way. What if it's impossible? What if it's impossible to relay communication in original context unless you taste it? Swallow whole the message before it can become sound. I grew a habit of attending classes. No one explained when necessary. I have an appetite for lessons. Those appearing with thorns for paper, feathers ripped from wings of those watching over us. I guess these are quills from angels. I'm writing words without borders, casting them in the arena of thought. Some lessons are echoes. Loved ones left before gone, held the best interest at heart. What if our memories fell in keeping the integrity of our culture intact? What if our culture requires these memories to be attached to breathers, to go further, to march, to run? What if we must know our history, our past, to grab a tomorrow by the throat? What if days have learned not to play nice? We're not minute or hour. If you're not braced for impact, know this for true. The mission is not the mission, it's the message. Maybe I'm not listening close enough. It's been centuries since leaves found speech in the crackle of a blaze. Could be this language is foreign. Hard to translate blessings from cloud speak to English. How much service are you willing to put in? How much of you are you willing to put out? What if I didn't bring enough need to accept the challenge? What if you must bundle every yesterday and a stack of coming days as equitable compensation? If you didn't know the exchange happens every time there are sacrifices, you did not bring enough you to engage. Sometimes all is too big a burden to lay at the altar of an unprepared tomorrow. What if tomorrows demand early notification of our arrival and intent? We're not sheep for the slaughter, a fatted calf skinned and cooked for ensuring we be dinner for the masses. We are sleepwalkers, centuries in the stepping, feet clapping as if hands were not an adequate response. What if we don't know the full use of fingers? Which two we're supposed to write with? I bet there are bushes feeling abandoned, thinking we've forgotten the importance, waiting to deliver a speech, pass on a song, a message. What if the right bush knows the mission is not the mission, it's the message? We're not sheep for the slaughter, no pyromaniacs. We are sleepwalkers carrying torches, waiting to find a bush unafraid of flames.
Oh my God, AJ Houston, you guys, unmute your mics. Give it up for our first speaker tonight.
Man, that was fire, King.
What a set. What a set.
What?
Fire.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Amazing.
But you're awesome. So I don't know what I expect. I mean, I expected it, but then when I got it, that's what I expected, because I know you bring heat. So you just bring heat.
All right, I'm typing AJ's Cash App in the chat, right? If we were in a bar or a brewery or a cafe, we would pass around the hat and we would ask people to put a couple bucks in the hat. And I do this for each of the features here on Saturday nights. There's 27 people in the room. If everyone just put in, say, $2 or $3 for each of the features tonight, that is a very good little gratuitous thank you for their time and energy tonight. Sometimes I think we get caught up in thinking we have to donate a lot to the poets to help them. And we feel we have to do a lot for everyone. And really, if we just do a little bit for each of the features each time, a lot of us doing a little amounts to an incredible amount for them. And if you're gonna say, well, I'm not sending AJ Houston $2 or $3 fucking dollars, that's cheap, you are wrong. Because if everyone sent AJ Houston $2 or $3 who said, no, it's cheap, actually fucking sent him that money, he would be a lot richer than he is now. So please, every dollar fucking counts for these artists. We want to continue to provide shows that are not ticketed for your pleasure, for your enjoyment. And so please, 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 if you're at all inspired or human at all, please just send something. Just don't send nothing to these features tonight. It's all we ask is please share some love and pay it forward. I'm going to ask everyone one more time to unmute and just give a big round of applause to our first feature, AJ Houston.
Thank y'all. Thank
Yes.
you. Cole, what up? Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, AJ.
All right, once again, his Cash App is AJ Word 1, the number 1, and his Zella is 725-201-8292. If you do not have Cash App or Zella, get with me. I can PayPal and send him money through Cash App. There's no reason why we can't move tips to these features tonight. All right, the open mic list currently is open. We got Doc Janning, Ron Mark Thompson, Mr. Speaker, Nick P, Jeff Cottrell, Christy, Kohi, and Mr. Fun is here. Damn, Crystal Clear is coming in the building. So we're gonna have some sexy poetry probably tonight as well. If you would like to get on the open mic list, please let me know. So if you want to PayPal me the tip, I will go ahead and send him money through Cash App. My PayPal is marissa@redevergreens.com. Wait. He's saying, okay, Nick says AJ does have PayPal, so it just wasn't included in his press packet. But, you know, we won't tease him too much about that because he still has to get me the nude beach poem. When he does that, then I will stop teasing him. All right, so PayPal is AJ Houston. So paypal.com/AJ Houston. Very simple. So please, if you don't have PayPal, Cash App, or Zelle, carrier pigeons, we accept those as well. All right, moving on down the open mic list tonight. Doc Jenny, you're next, and then Ron. If I missed anyone's name, my deepest apologies. I just, the list is going very quickly. Continue to just reach out to me. Let me know. I will remedy that. Let me make sure everyone is muted, and I will bring up Mr. Doc Janning. Let me find the unmute button. I'm in Texas right now on a Chromebook, so it's a little bit different than my PC, and it doesn't put everyone in alphabetical order, so I have to, there we go. All right, Doc, unmute my friend, take it away. Ron Mark Thompson, you're next.
Okay, thank you. Skydancing through crystal rays of sun, flying into cerulean seas of sky, soaring over mountains in clouds of light, flowing through forests, across fields and lakes, deserts and oceans, freed from chains of the past, striving amid the passions of life and encouragement of love, learning to live. Oases in deserts between galaxies lie wandering solo stars. Oases in the trackless dark, a promise of light too long unseen, respite from the ever night, warmth to quench the thirst of cold, and planets calling home. And I'll finish with this: sun shadow, moon shadow, earth shadow, dappled shades of light and dark refract in ardent hues of life, and there breathe stars in glowing galactic light, propelling time. Infinity calls. Thank you.
Oh my God, you guys, unmute yourselves. Give it up for Doc Janning tonight.
Yay! That was nice. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Cerulean skies, I love it. It's almost like you're a poet laureate, Doc.
That's the line I wrote down too.
Right, AJ? Wait, so that's 707. All right. Yes, Doc Janning is the poet laureate of South Euclid, Ohio. So I tease him every time he's on. All right, Ron Mark Thompson, you're next. And then Speaker, you're after Ron. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone and then bring Ron up. My apologies, Ron. I just want to make sure that nobody is interrupting our readers this evening.
That's okay. They can interrupt me. It's fine. I'm used to it. I'm
Don't
kidding.
give that consent.
I know I shouldn't, Thank you, Marissa, for hosting another wonderful The Word is Right Saturday program. Black History Month is ending in 2 days. I don't know why they chose the shortest month of the year, but it should be all year long, but at least we're getting 1 month to learn about Black history. You had a wonderful show last week at The Word is Right. It was quite long. It was like 5 hours long. You had many amazing features. I think next year, because I know you're going to have even more next year, you're going to have to split it like maybe into 2 weekends, so that way we can use all month. But good job. So I'm going to use my time not to read a poem, but some like a little history that I dug up. I saw a Facebook post about inventions done by African Americans. And there are quite a few from all the way back in the 1800s and 1900s. And that was quite an eye-opening for me. Now, most of us know the hashtag say their names for a different reason, unfortunately, for the unfortunate reasons that we lost many, people that shouldn't have been, lost. But I'm going to use that hashtag for saying inventors' names. So I'm going to change it around and, more like for positive, for inventors. And obviously you cannot believe everything that you read on Facebook. So I had to do a little bit more research on reputable sites, including the library, to make sure that what I give you is correct information. So say their names. I'm going to tell you Frederick M Jones. According to the Facebook post, he invented the air conditioning unit in 1949. Now, when I did a little bit more research, what he did is in 1938, he designed a portable air cooling unit for trucks carrying perishable food, and he received a patent for that in 1949. And as we know, it's the same technology that is used in air conditioning as well. So Frederick M. Jones, a Black inventor, I'm saying his name. Another one, Alexander Miles. The Facebook post said that he invented the elevator in 1867. Now, when I did a little bit more research, it's correct. What he did, he was awarded a patent for automatically opening and closing elevator doors, and that was 1887, so 2 decades after what the Facebook post said. Now, if you think, so what? A Black inventor invented, opening and closing the elevator doors. Well, before that, the doors of the elevators had to be manually opened or closed by an operator. And if the shaft was not closed, people could fall through it. So we have to thank him for having the modern elevator that we all know that doesn't require an operator. Another African-American inventor named Osborne Dorsey. Apparently, he invented the doorknob and the door stop. Particularly, he received patents for door holding devices, which we're all using on our doors back in the 1870s. Another Black inventor, Sarah Boone. 1887. Now, the Facebook post said that she invented the ironing board. It's partially correct. The ironing board already existed, but she made major improvements to it, the way we know the ironing board today, that, the little skinny board that you can fold, the sleeve, put it all around, and that's what she received a patent for. And when I looked her up, it turns out that she was the second African-American woman to attain a patent. The first one was Judy Reed, who was granted a patent in September 1884 for dough kneader and roller, so a kitchen utility. And last but not least, another one, Garrett Morgan. Now, I actually know about him because I've learned about him from previous Black History Month celebrations. He invented the traffic light in 1923, specifically the 3-position traffic light, red, green, and yellow, the way we know it now. And it turns out he did many other inventions during his life, including way before that, a smoke hood, which is a predecessor to the gas mask, which was used in a 1916 tunnel construction disaster rescue. So I'm going to say their names. Frederick M Jones, Alexander Miles, Osborne Dorsey, Sarah Boone, Judy Reed, Garrett Morgan. Only 7 of the, on that Facebook post, there were like literally, 60, 70 African-American inventors listed. If you don't believe me, you can research it yourself. You can go to the New York Times website, Wikipedia, or go to your local library. We keep forgetting libraries are still a wonderful research, utility where we can find out. Or come to The Word is Right, Black History Month. I know next year, Marissa's going to organize and curate more Black History Month, and obviously we're going to do it all year long. So that was my say their names in a little more positive spin. Happy Black History Month to everyone. That's it from me. Thank you, Marissa.
That was incredible, Ron. You guys unmute your mics, please. Give it up for Ron Mark Thompson.
Hey, Ron, I love that behind your head, it says love.
That is so cute that, yes, that this is what I put in my room here. Thank you for noticing that, AJ.
Yeah.
And your feature was very powerful. I'm looking forward to the other 2 features. But thank you for noticing this. Yeah, because that's what I want to do, spread love as best as I can. I appreciate it.
Thank you. That was very good information. Really appreciated that one.
Thank you.
And all the research that went along with it too. It was great. I loved it. Thank you, Ron. I love it. It's kind of like Mr. Speaker rubbing off on you a little with his story. All right, so we're going to keep going on the list tonight. If you would like to get on the list to read, let me know. We're going to bring up Mr. Speaker, then we're going to break for our second feature tonight. The Coach Jah Smalls is in the building. And then we're going to go back to the open mic list. I got Nick P, Jeff Cottrell, Christy, Cohee, Mr. Fun. Somewhere in there, we will bring in our third feature this evening, Mr. Witz. So if you're just joining us, don't worry. You only missed a lot of it. So you can go back and watch the live. Because seriously, you don't want to miss any of it. Like if you missed any of it, you missed a lot of it. But that's okay. That's why we record. That's why we go live. Please get on on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can get our own URL. And of course, we're working on sponsorship for The Word is Right. So these all these poets can get paid. We have shows almost every day of the week. So stick around. The Word is Right if you have not come to Instagram or Facebook yet. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. Please don't do personally. This is just what we're doing to run a smooth ship here to make sure that nobody interrupts our readers this evening, but then afterwards we'll unmute you and you can go as crazy as you want because we got some verbal vibrations and I'm a little scared. I'm pretty sure I'm not fucking ready, but I know I want to be on this ride. Let's go, Mr. Speaker.
Good evening. Let's go. So before I start, first off, Ron, just a beautiful set. I would tell you Black History was a week. And that week is what was said initially. And then it was expanded into a month. It wasn't let's give them the shortest month of the year. So that's not what went down. So, but thank you. We're gonna move on with some more stuff here. Who was the first? Shouts out to Amiri Baraka. Who was the first to be taken? Who was the first to be tricked? Who was the first to be deceived? Who was the first to be placed upon that ship? Who was the first to die while afloat? Who was the first to be thrown over the boat? Who was the first to make it to this new land? Who was the first to be sold on an auction stand? Who was the first to be raped? Who was the first to be called that word that rhymes with bigger? Who was the first to be beaten? Who was the first to be killed by the taskmaster's trigger? Who was the first to suffer castration? Look, what country taught Hitler all about discrimination? Who was the first to deal with family separation? Who was the first to die from a false allegation? Who was the first to be free, got the right to vote and the right to purchase land? Who was the first to be educated, truly appreciated, and treated like 100% of a man? Who was the first to suffer mutilization? Who was the first to be denied graduation? I do not know the answers to the questions I posed to you, but I wonder how our forefathers would feel if they knew your voting rights went unused. Sometimes it's hard for people to face this, but baby, the freest country in the world just might be the most racist. All right. Now here's my new shit. But I'm not coming for anybody. So, you know, I'm not coming for you. I'm just giving you facts. My facts come with love, so just go with me. Black history. So you really want some Black history? To see past these racial mysteries? Okay, so listen, so you can understand what's clear if you study. First, there was darkness and then came the light. Initially, there were Black men and then came the white. Many times, ignorance precedes insight. African-American history actually got its start long ago. See, we came through slavery, not from slavery, baby, so now let's grow. See, in 1700 AD, when the African Moors came to Europe, they brought astronomy, chemistry, physics, and geography. They brought art, mathematics, palaces, and literacy, literally. At the time, the Europeans were 99% illiterate as they could not read. So the Africans brought paper, books, philosophy, and universities. They brought agriculture technology such as apricots, figs, gingers, and dates. They introduced Europeans to foods such as oranges, lemons, peaches, sugarcane, and pomegranates in order to improve what they ate. Cotton, silk, and rice were introduced to those European peeps. Africans then raised the sidewalks and paved those dirty European streets. Africans introduced public baths, street lights, and compasses to give the Europeans some direction and to get them on the right page. These African contributions to the world brought Europe into the Renaissance and out of the Dark Age. So miss me with Black history that starts after we were slaves. Ancient Black history educated the people, cleaned them up, brought Europe to its feet and out of those caves.
Let's go, you guys. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Speaker tonight.
That was fire.
That was dope, man. Really
That
appreciate it.
was
Loved it.
dope.
Bravo. Yes.
Amazing.
That was blood fire, man.
I'm still stuck on the voting rights went unused.
Oh man, anytime Mr. Speaker drops in, it is a blessing for sure. He had an incredibly sexy feature for our Valentine's show. If you listen to our Valentine's show, yes, thank you. And I love the history. You rubbing off on a lot of poets, Speaker, and that really shows. And I thank you for your contribution. And we just love you. Follow his podcast, Verbal Vibrations. He has some wicked poets on there. All right, so we're going to keep rolling through this show today. I'm going to mute everyone. Please don't take it personally. It's just what we're going to do to make sure that our features tonight have a quiet room to spit and not get interrupted. All right, so the Coach Jah Smalls, and yeah, it's like you have to use the, and he's so important. He has 4 fucking words in his name. You know, those guys. Yes, those guys. All right, Coach, let me find you. All right, there we go. So I am so excited to meet you in May when I come to North Carolina. I am like just, yeah, Jah and Witz and AJ have been some of my best friends in this poetry community and really have been doing so many things to help everyone grow, and they just inspire me every day. I'm just so grateful for you guys. I can't give you enough love, but I hope one day to be worthy enough of your love back. All right, Coach Jah Smalls is a Brooklyn-born creative writing coach. Began his professional poetry journey in 2013. Since he's obtained a position as a poetry slam team coach for Respect the Mic Slam, and is co-founder of Granny's Boys LLC. Father of 4 children, now resides in Charlotte, North Carolina, where he hosts creative writing workshops and a variety of poetry events. You can find him on Instagram, the Coach Jah Smalls, and his Cash App is Coach Jah, J-A-H, Smalls with an S on the beginning and end. Y'all, unmute your mics. Give it up for our second feature tonight, the Coach Jah Smalls.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
They
Bring your ruckus.
Mr. Fuzz, awesome. All right, hold up. Let me mute everyone. Jah, I'm coming to unmute you. Hold on. Here we go. Let's go.
I spend most of my mornings with my baby girl. We're watching everything from Coco Melon to Moana. And one of her favorite cartoons has always been The Princess and the Frog. I've learned it's all about the songs. The messages that are buried beneath those voices. There's something about my baby girl's face. The way it light bulbs into a shining star, changes daddy's heart into a homemade campfire. The voices sing songs like Going Down the Bayou, Friends on the Other Side, and my all-time favorite song, If I Were a Human Being. This is a question I'll have to explain since forever. How some folks will make her skin illegal. Will tell her that 3/5 is the best they can do because Black skin don't have any friends around here. Can't afford to turn the other cheek without a news feed screaming racism, trigger happy policemen, Black bodies exchanged for vacations. See, I gotta train her ear to understand that a closed mouth won't get fed. Might allow us home tonight, but sounds more like family reunions instead of open caskets. See, a closed mouth might have its place amongst the ranks. Hold a space where fear opens up eyelids, but it ain't never been a scared Negro like me. Daddy ain't never held his tongue because Black skin made someone else's stomach turn. A closed mouth never promised us freedom. In fact, closed mouths only belong at funerals and graveyards because dead people can't speak. And if I can't speak, then I'm better off dead. And see, my baby girl, I ain't gonna lie to you. I hate that I brought you into this kind of world. A world where social lives in media, in unions, in good old boy networks like police departments, but never in justice. But every morning, I sing to her, look how she lights up the sky. And I have to choose between the impact of telling my baby girl a lie over the weight of telling her that they will mistreat you from fetus until forever. And rather than force you to believe in such, I'm gonna sing dig a little deeper and tell you, baby girl, that the only social injustice belongs to the color folks. And unfortunately, you and I are just a little too dark. Welcome to Black History, y'all. How's everybody, man? I hope you're having a good time. I'm going to run through a few joints and hopefully I don't run out of time, but a few of them are new. Some of them are things I'm working on, but let's see. We're gonna start with the new stuff. She was against this vacation from the start. Had her mind set on keeping her belongings safe. She never wanted her flowers out of her sight. The God-given blessings beyond the sound of her voice still. Agreements were made and bloodlines promised to make his stay unforgettable. It was a day like no other. Her smile matched today's forecast. It was perfect. The sun was in its normal place. No one had known. Imagine how teenage innocence can spoil you. Would you believe Elm Street moved to the South? Wrapped itself in a heartbeat of racial slurs and another nigga out of his place. We thought we were Americans. Never knew citizenship had limits, came with rules. I can't imagine how his heart paced, how it ran from his chest seeing grown men forget that they were actually grown men, that they actually had private parts, but he saw Black men bowing to what they call real Americans. Complexion safe, government protected, you know the kind, whitewashed and plantation scented. I bet his hands lost their feelings. Fingers statued themselves at his side, lost their purpose. Tongues probably swallowed a land full of speech sand that day. I wondered if he prayed, if he cried and asked God for 2 more minutes. How long did he look for God's face, stared at the back of God's head? One thing is for sure. On that day, God was too busy. Didn't see her son at the mercy of those American men. I'm glad I've learned that Eagle speaks good English early. Speaks the King's language. Learned that evil spelled backwards must say American, must say anti-Black, has to have the N-word on the tip of its tongue, clamped against the roof of American mouths. How many times did she dread that trip? Hate that she let her son go. Hate that she trusted family to nurture what they couldn't replace. She probably chokes every time she says yes. Every time she hears his name, flinches every time the phone rings. Whenever that screen door squeaks, I could imagine such a trip. The moment she blamed herself for allowing her mouth to refuse what her spirit already felt. Imagine how that train stop plagued her day, plagued her life, keeps her up at nighttime. Can you imagine that hug? Right before he left. The blouse she regrets washing because it washed away the scent that kept her inhales full of love. I bet her breathing changed. Her heartbeat forgot its rhythm, forgot its purpose. I bet it speeds up every time she says, Bobo. My son, Emmett, oft times. I wonder if she knew the South already claimed her baby boy. Had his name tattooed in their language. I can't imagine if she ever walked the same again. But I guarantee you, Mamie Till never, ever learned how to whistle again. If physics says the head has to lean before your feet can move, does the thought come first or do you just lean forward? Does gravity shift or does the pavement welcome your foot soles before they leave the ground? You ever wonder how Black men think? When he weathers the wind thrusts on his way to work, walking to church, dodging police lights and flashing bullets? How did you bulletproof your courage? Weaponize our church shoes. It's within his walk you can see he broken. That 40-ounce grip life keeps on him. Maybe it's the tobacco in his lungs, the peace pipe his grandfather smoked, hoping freedom handed him a welcome. You can see music in his stroll. The jazz that blankets what his heartbeat can't find. Every Black man walks to music. To the sound of racism in your Dixie, slavery in your Jim Crow. It all makes noise, but America too busy to hear it. You see, most Black men too tired to let it pass, and white supremacy always tells us to wait just a little longer. Pray just a little harder. Hold on to the hip from your hop because time heals all wounds. Generations of keyless neck chains and neck rings and leg irons. The sun makes a home on our backside, so Black men sing all day long. And we hum the blues till our shoes find the right beat. We hip hop to blue lights and reggae to gospel that won't call us happy. We rock our babies to sleep with blood money and broken pride. I'm not saying it's easy, but we lean just so we can stay grounded. There's a bop and a dip and a stiff leg to hallelujah spelled in God's language. We walk with encyclopedias within our hoodies. Eyes fixed on our 12 and our 6, like today ain't the day for no bullshit. Have you ever watched a Black man walk? Hot step from Black man to America's most wanted, freshly dipped or given 5 on the Black hand side. You ain't never seen witness freedom if you ain't never seen a Black man walk. But you ain't never gonna see a Black man walk without that famous Black man stride. Corre, chico negro. Corre. You know, as a baby, I must have fell in love with language, the sound. I fell in love with the way language gave life permission. Feed stories that leave sweetness on your palate. Language could mausoleum your secrets. It will make you leave you beneath the lies that made you holy. Language can make an I love you sound like church bells on Easter Sunday. So I've learned to love the power in words. Words like normal, like legal, and how they never rendered safety to African Americans. I'm guessing that's why reading was forbidden, why it was unlawful to teach Black folks, because language spells justice without complexion, gave Black skin everything America held captive. I've learned why American soil made Black foot soles uncomfortable. Said it was unsafe to journey here, to travel grounds where people didn't like my skin. See, it snatched our freedom like taking candy from a baby. But I love language early. I love the kickstand, the nouns, the bass in the verbs that dance across legal sized papers, but it's like Americans ink love to write us in fairy tales. Only mention us in amendments. Constitution our limits, so we remember whose house we cleaned. Paid for with blood and tears and broken tree branches, heavy chains and African blood on American soil. It's like our DNA made the trees grow strong. It strengthened the roots and keeps clear of God's vision. What do you know about America? And her slogans, and how presidents vowed that this was a country for white men and will always be a country for white men. How bitter her soil feels beneath Black foot soles. How the word legal can tombstone your Black freedom, will sepulcher your Black liberation. I've learned legal is a racist. Never liked Black skin, will claim colorblind with a voter's registration card. Legal has a way to make itself brand new, to revoke a statement when mirrors are absent. If legal means based on or concerned by law, I've always questioned who were the lawmakers, those pen pushers. Why weren't the pages Black and written in white ink on Valentine's Day, posted on a monument, broadcasted in friendship, handwritten on National Community Day? And why does it always say, we the people, and never mention one Black soul? You see, Google got some questions to answer, but language has a way to defining things, making intent very clear, but free from interpretation. No return to sender address, no get out of jail free card. I fell in love with language when I was young, when authority only had white skin, when strange fruit meant deep South and dirt roads meant home before sundown, that eyeballing was illegal, that Black pride belonged under shoelaces. Language taught me that whistling came with a white only sign, that sir and ma'am had more power than the name Jesus. Language said God was blind, couldn't see us behind the big house, hanging from big trees. Language says be, and it was. And it was every B in the Black book besides Black folks and Black bodies and Black lynchings and Black caskets and Black always the common denominator. I fell in love with language because of its nakedness. I saw language as the Garden of Eden. She had angel wings that welcomed one of the greatest things I would ever love, language. And it taught me one of the most powerful phrases I've ever known. Corre, chico negro, corre. Run, Black boy, run. Prada, how I'm doing on time?
So you have 7 minutes, six, 7
Oh,
minutes.
okay, so I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Okay, I'm just checking. I'll do this piece that I wanted to do. Imagine the voice of a prayer and how it might sound before God could listen. When answers required the right words and heaven already met its miracle quota for the day. I bet it quivers, Shakes as if the cold of sin touched the hairs on your arms. I bet it smells like broken bones and crushed egos. Scraped kneecaps from fainted heartbeats, probably 10 bruised fingers and scraped knuckles. I wonder how many prayers never reach God's ears. Find themselves in waterless tears, drowning, settle in the stitching of silver lining dreams that can't find a home. I've often wondered if that's where rain comes from. Clouds heavied by evaporating voices, frozen octaves dancing the blue yonders for recognition, the conversations with God when his phone is disconnected. Imagine those lost prayers. Voices that lose their signals in transition. How many languages does God speak? Can he hear broken English? Can he comprehend the accent of desperate mothers, broken homes, fallen fathers? How does family not lose a syllable when a parent is absent? When hurt says someone has to go and daddy's name becomes the exit sign, mom stuck in between damaged goods and protecting her babies with well-dressed lives. I don't know how God works. If he funnels to our hurt in his own language, switchboards our pain through heaven's hotlines, whether it be our posture or the richness of our melanin. Seems the big house kept us hidden always, kept us praying in the grace of a slaver, he who taught us to pray in a position that never saw us in love. To weigh a voice must be the most difficult thing you can imagine. But I imagine what it must take to weigh the depths of a voice when it cannot find its own prayer.
Oh my God, you guys. Unmute your mics, please. Give it up for our second feature tonight. Coach Jah Smalls.
Incredible set.
Thank you for sharing.
Incredible set.
One more.
That boy good. That boy real good. That boy real nice. That's it. You're real good.
You're so funny. You're so funny. We love you. Oh my God. Coach Jah Smalls, y'all. Remember, if we were in a cafe or a brewery or a poetry open mic, we would pass the hat around, okay? Coach Jah Smalls has Cash App. It's easy, Coach Jah Smalls. That is it. Coach Jah, J-A-H, Smalls, S-M-A-L-L-S. If you do not have Cash App, then let me know. You can Cash App me, and you can PayPal me, and I will Cash App these poets the funds. My PayPal is marissa@redorgreenbooks.com. But please just, dig in. Like we talked about, for those of you who maybe joined us a little bit late, there's 31 people in the room. If each of you were to just do $2 or $3 for each of the features tonight, that is a very nice takeaway for their time and their energy and their love. And if you're not moved, if you're not inspired by what you hear tonight, I don't really know what to tell you. Maybe it's not the right place for you. So we want to definitely make sure that we're paying it forward and sharing our gratitude for them sharing their gratitude of their time and their energy tonight. And if you think, holy shit, I'm not going to send Coach Jah Smalls $3 because it's fucking cheap, you're fucking wrong, and just do it. Because if everyone sent him $2 or $3 who said they were going to do it and actually did it, he would be a lot fucking richer now. All right, my PayPal, for those of you who are asking, is Marissa at Red or Green, Red, R-E-A-D, redorgreenbooks.com. I will forward that. Please, if you're going to send PayPal, send it as a friend or family, because PayPal takes out 3%. Send it as friend or family, and please include in the note who this money is going to, so I know. And if you say you want to send, $18, and you say please split between all three poets, then I will go ahead and send a third to each of the poets. That is fine too. We can do that. There's zero excuse why you can't send a couple dollars to these poets. We even accept carrier pigeons for those of you still in the fucking dark ages. All right, we've got the list. The open mic list is going tonight. If you would like to get on the list and you're not, get your ass on the list. We got Nick P, Jeff Cottrell, Christy, Kohi, and Mr. Fun. Somewhere in there, we will bring up our final feature this evening. who is Mr. Witz. Oh my God, you guys, I'm so fucking geeked about this. I've had this triple feature book since the beginning of the year, and I'm like, oh, I'm losing my shit. It's so exciting. Stephen Blaine's in the house. I know Stephen wants to come up on here. Stephen, I'll put you on the list. The Stephen Blaine. And please make sure that you are going onto the YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe, and follow to The Word is Right. We're going to be uploading a lot of our shows to the YouTube channel. Let's get at least 100 subscribers so we can get our own URL and continue moving forward. We are seeking sponsorship right now for the platform. We have shows, open mics every night of the week, just about. And so it's a lot of fun happening here, whether it's workshops, open mics, shows, lots of fun stuff. Monday night is the erotic open mic. So if you like erotica, maybe you've never tried erotica, you do like it. Let me just start by saying that. You just don't know you like it yet. It's like some people with nude beaches. You don't know you like it until you try one. So definitely make sure that you come and kick it with us. Monday night, we are featuring Black Widow poet Gina Carrillo. She'll be here giving us an entire set. It is not recorded and it is not live streamed because of content. So you have to be in the Zoom room in order to enjoy the show. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone. Please take it personally. We're just going to continue the flow. And of course, the host with the most, Nick P is up. Of course, he has Poetry Time with Nick P. It's his own show the first and third Wednesday night of the month. And he just did the Tumble Words workshop, which I wrote the poems that I opened the show tonight with. So let's give it up, Nick. And then after Nick is Jeff Cottrell.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad when people read my work from my workshops. I'm really happy with that. And it was a really great workshop. And by the way, if anyone missed out on that and everything and wants to be like, hey, Nick, I want to write for that, I'm like, yo, just let me know. My name's right there. You can find me on Facebook right there and IG right there. You can just message me and be like, Nick, I want that stuff. And I'm like, I got you. So, yeah. I'm going to do two pieces. One is from the workshop and another one's a new one I'm working on. So I'm going to give you the new one that I'm working on first. This one's called 21 Questions That I Want to Ask My Ancestors. Were there any victors in the wars of the past? History textbooks don't teach the whole story. How many relatives, loves, and friends have you lost to war? For all, you have been on the winning and losing sides. You have also witnessed genocide before in the early 1900s. Have you seen anything like you've seen in Ukraine? The atrocities of the world has experienced? How did you help? What can I learn from you? Did you stand back and watch? Did you observe the patterns of the people in charge? Did you call for peace? Will you bestow your wisdom upon me, upon us? Will you be able to communicate with the leaders and stop the madness? Have you wanted something like this before? Have you made money off this in your era? What have you done? Have you watched a garden bloom from a battlefield? Have you watched trees bloom from missiles? Have you watched arrows become birds? Have you seen love in the shape of swords? Have you tried to stop it? Why or why not? Because I don't know what I can do to end it all. When can you get back to me? Because time isn't on our side. And the second one...
Damn, Nick. Yeah, I just got to say, damn, Nick. Yes. All right. Keep going.
All good, all good. The second one is the one that I made from the workshop earlier today. Here we go. I watched highlight reels of my life, all the successes and near deaths. I waltzed with the highways as if they were racetracks. I have seen what failure is like, and it tastes like burnt rubber and asphalt. Served over rice with marinara sauce with a side of philosophy. What do I want to teach you today? I will teach you how to walk away from a crash of burning. I will teach you that miracles exist in the lines of constellations. I will teach you how to race 80 and still beat cars going 100 as we slipstream to victory circle, a pantheon of champions, and we will add to each other's highlight reels. That's all I'm done.
Let's go, y'all. Let me get the invite everyone to unmute your mic. Give it up for our very own Nick Paleologo.
Nick. Nice job,
Nick,
homie.
You said,
Nice
have you
job.
watched Garden Have you watched Gardens Bloom from the Battlefield? That's a dope line. I like that. That is, I can see that image. I can see that.
Thank you all so
Awesome.
much.
That was so good today, Nick. It was so good. And if we have enough time, we'll do round 2. So if you want to stick around for round 2, you're more than welcome to do that, including the features. If the features want to read again, they're welcome to do so. All right, Jeff Cottrell. We'll go Jeff and then Christy, if that's okay with Kohi. Unless Kohi has to leave, let me know. But we'll go Jeff and then Christy. Break for Mr. Witz and let Kohi go ahead and open us up as we bring back the open mic list. But Kohi, if you need to leave, please let me know and I can. You're good. We're good. Okay, so we'll go Jeff, Christy, then we'll bring up Mr. Witz, and we'll finish up our open mic list. That have been said, everyone. Jeff, I will come get you. Well, let me do this. Where? There you are. All right, Jeff, let's go.
I can speak. It's a miracle. Okay, I have got new shit tonight. What I've done is I have updated an Aesop fable. So this is called The Ant and the Grasshopper in the Arts. An ant and a grasshopper were waiting to audition for a major stage remount of Hamlet. I'm sure to get the role of Prince Hamlet, boasted the grasshopper. You don't say, said the ant. I'm gunning for that part too. That's cute, said the grasshopper with a smirk. But I'm going to land it. You know why? Because I've got charm. Effortless charm and God-given talent. That's what my agent says. I've got a natural stage presence that can't help but win over even the most discriminating casting directors. They know I've got what it takes to draw audiences to the box office. What do you think of that? That's nice, said the ant. I'm going to count on hard work to get the role. Hard work? The grasshopper guffawed. Are you serious? Oh, yes. The ant waved his resume at the grasshopper. 20 years of acting experience, both stage and film. Not only that, but I studied at Juilliard under some of the greatest acting teachers on the continent. The method, the Alexander technique, I've long mastered it all. Huh, said the grasshopper. And besides, the ant went on, I already know the play inside out, and I've been conducting a thorough analysis of Prince Hamlet's inner motivations throughout the play. Not to mention doing extensive historical research into what it was really like to be a young Danish prince in the Middle Ages, as well as the common behavior of people with depression and suicidal tendencies. This is how I'm going to achieve the most honest and authentic portrait I possibly can. The grasshopper laughed again. Sucker, he said, all that hard work is a waste of time. My charm and talent always get me by, and they will again now. Whatever, said the ant as he headed into the audition room. Good luck, Grasshopper. 3 months later, the Grasshopper had started his first day at flipping burgers at the local Wendy's. He was very depressed about not getting a role in the Hamlet production. Maybe the ant was right, he thought. Maybe I should have done all the work, paid my dues. Maybe that's how you succeed. The Grasshopper had to use the bathroom, so he cut through the kitchen to get to the facilities. And there, loading burger patties into the freezer, was the ant. It's you, gasped the Grasshopper. The ant turned to the Grasshopper and nodded. What are you doing here? You didn't score the Hamlet role either? The ant gave an embarrassed shrug. They cast the producer's son as Hamlet, he replied. Wow, said the Grasshopper. But come on, you didn't get any role in the play? The ant shook his head. The other roles just went to a bunch of dudes who were better looking than us. There was a pause as the ant opened another meat package. Well, that's bullshit, said the Grasshopper. The ant just shrugged again. So, added the Grasshopper, you want to apply for med school? That was The Ant and the Grasshopper in the Arts. And some of you know I have a new book. It looks like that. That's what my book looks like. Yes. And it's now available for pre-order. So I'm going to put some links in the chat that you can go explore and things.
Yes, but I want a signed copy, Jeff.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll have to send it to you myself. So,
oh, that's good. Can you just be in the box too?
I'll be in the box.
Or wait, if you're coming to New York in September, just bring the book in September.
If you can wait that long, I mean, a lot quicker if I mailed it to you.
I don't want to wait, but Like,
Oh.
yeah, I can, but I don't want
And
to.
I don't know for sure if I'm coming to New York because I don't know what COVID's gonna,
Fuck COVID. Get vaccinated and get your ass to New York. All right.
I am vaccinated. I don't know if that's gonna help by September.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know what the world's gonna look like, but at least please support these poets. Jeff is the mainstay here at The Word Is Right. He is absolutely phenomenal. You have any other feature? I know you had a feature today, but any other ones?
Well, my launch for the book is March 19th. March 18th, I believe I'm doing a show here in Toronto that's a hybrid. So it's going to be both live and on Zoom. That's my understanding anyway.
That would be so cool.
So you can, if I have that right, then you can come hang out with the Toronto kids on March 18th, the night before the launch.
Get some poutine. Yes, let's go. And feel free to share stuff to the Word Is Right's page, guys, on IG and Facebook. We love to push up other poets and what they got going on. So here we go. We're going to bring on Mr. Witz. Oh no, excuse me. We got Christy and then Mr. Witz. And I'm so excited for Christy Scribbles because y'all, her book is coming out this summer. And S is in the room. She's in the house tonight. Her book's coming out this summer. We got poets everywhere with their books coming out because poetry without distribution is bullshit, right? Melissa May Dunn said that. So if you got poetry and you don't know how to distribute it, please get with me or Jah or AJ or Jeff and other poets who know how to get you published. And yeah, let's go. All right, Christy Scribbles. And then after Christy, Witz be, yep. Let me mute everyone. And then Christy, let me come get you. Let's see. There you are. All right, beautiful. Take it away.
I am racist. It is in me, it is in you, bred into us inside this country, inside our culture, the faulty foundation of the house we live in. Stop denying it or defending it or being appalled by it or surprised by it. It is in me as it is in you. Pull through the bloodlines up from the roots, rooted in division, in the differences, in the supremacy in our past. It is in me. I am racist. You are racist. We are racist. Not because I chose it, but because it chose me. Given to me, bred into me, steeped into us. The tea is thick with it, and the veins pulsate it. The belly corseted inside it as it tightens the strings and shapes us in unnatural ways. The ways that it tugs at us to spread the false narrative of America's snatched waste. A waste that holds it all in, feels like suffocating, feels like a lie, because it is a lie, been taught to us from the young of age, but we are not so young anymore. And the time has come to release it, to cut it off, to expose the flesh of the belly of this country. It is time to say it. Just say it. I am racist. You are racist. We are racist. It is in our bones and the flesh of our ancestors. It is a fact. It is a fact repetition that loops on repeat inside of our culture, our heritage, ourselves. It is inside us now. It sits here now and skews the view of how we see, of how we act, of how we react. So just accept it and own it and change it, talk about that belly. Allow the fat to fly and the belly to breathe and the bulge to speak. Allow the bulge to speak. Speak it, release it, say it. I am racist, own it. I am racist, free it. I am racist now. That has been said and is out of the way and shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, anywhere, anyhow. Let's change it and rebuild it and rethink it and relearn it and redefine it. But first we must own it to understand it and mean it and say it. I am racist. You are racist. We are racist. Thank you.
God damn, y'all. That was Christy Scribbles. Unmute your mics, please.
Woo!
What a powerful piece.
That was so powerful. And, yeah.
She said
Did
the
you say
word.
allow the
All of
bulge
them.
to speak?
Very well. Very well.
Christy, did you say allow the bulge to speak?
Yeah, the bulge.
Yeah, that's what
The
I said. The
belly.
bulge. I like that. I had to double check. I thought that's what I heard. No, excellent piece. Excellent piece.
Thank you.
Oh man. All right. Let me go ahead and mute everybody. So we're bringing up our third feature tonight, Mr. Witz. Oh my God, Witz, I'm so excited you're here. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, this man will change the way you think and feel about spoken word and poetry in general, and open your mind to the possibilities of your pen. Mr. Witz, aka Witz DeWitty, is a poet born and raised out of East New York, Brooklyn, residing in Charlotte, North Carolina. Mr. Witz is co-founder and one half of a poetry duo consisting of two biological brothers, Coach Jah Smalls and Mr. Witz, better known as Granny's Boys. In 2017, he had earned a position on the slam team out of Charlotte, North Carolina, RDM, Respect the Mic Slam Team. He continued to do so for the next 4 years. Mr. Witz is a 5-time published author, the latest title being Trigger Warnings, a collaborated project alongside Coach Jah Smalls and AJ Houston. The three make up the trifecta known as penmanship. Mr. Witz is also the designer of Granny's Boys clothing apparel. You can cash app him at the number 1, Mr. Witz. Please unmute your mics, y'all. Go easy for our second feature, or for our third feature tonight, Mr. Witz.
Mr. Witz.
Boy.
It's
Come on, Mr.
All right,
Witz.
Witz, I'm gonna mute everybody, and then I'm gonna come get you. So sit tight, hold. Let me get you. Where are you? There you are. All right, take it away, my beautiful friend. Hold on. Let's see if we can get you unmuted. Can you unmute now? There we go. Still can't hear you. I see you're unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there we go. Let's go, Witz.
All right. Here we go. Do you understand what it means to be worth a fortune? The gravity of the words we so loosely use. Blindly, we overlook how their origin always ties to some abuse, some misfortune. Unfortunately, fortune be thy name. None other ever given can be hidden, treasured the same. No last name in his claim. His tag will be with deeds. His bill will be what deems success equivalency. Your cell memories will never be free. Your bones will know what slavery means and how it would uniquely chain, even in death, had to play in a preserved mind. Had to ingredient, master preserves time, doctor preserve porter, slave owner out of Waterbury, Connecticut, who just so happened to own a slave by the name of Fortune. A strong-backed Black man, along with his family, lost to the reality of American savagery. You don't know a fortune till they stake your life on it, till they throw away your name and name you the bag. Gold your position in the mind of men of what generational wealth is. Do you know what it means to be worth a fortune? Worth the remains of a slave man they named Fortune? To have a slave master that won't let you die, that when you indeed do, value you so much that he'd sell off your family, spare them the grief, the pain of losing what he himself would not let go, his fortune, for that's what he called him, fortune, in which he saw worth down to the pit, a cord that will make him insightfully set to keep him captive beyond his end. His heart set on that in which he had eyes for. How spare nothing must be the mind of preserved. How waste not resourceful must a slave master be. Hell, how kept must be a slave that he'd not let his body rest. Instead, Dr. Porter had a doctored plan, and with the remains dissected poor old Fortune, made him the specimen, the research prototype for anatomical study. Do you know what it means to strip off the flesh, to carve down to the bone of a human being? to preserve the skeleton, then make study of suitable for education. Dr. Preserve Porter built a school off the proud bones of his deceased, yet still enslaved fortune, worthy only of an engraving, a name change of Larry, like a rebrand on his skull. I wonder if Larry sounded like buried treasure rolling off of Dr. Preserve's tongue. I wonder if his bones, why they carved skeletons so boldly on wooden treasure chests, why skull and crossbones on maps marked for where hidden treasure is. Who'd have thought they'd strike oil in the marrow of a black man, look for his weakness in the divvies of his mandible, run their bare fingers across his cranium nonchalantly like taxidermy. Same skeleton preserved Porter's descendants over 100 years later would donate to a museum as if to free themselves from the despicable legacy of what Dr. Preserve did. But his bones fell out the closet when a museum discovered the donated skeleton marked Larry was actually the skeletal remains of a slave named Fortune, once owned by Preserve Porter himself. And after 215 years, a display was finally put to grade. That's what it means to be worth a fortune, what it means to be worth a bone to pick. But that's history. His next story will begin in 3, 2. It was a lifetime ago. I remember it like the last day. Playing with my little sister in the yard was the most we can do back then, because wandering too far from home was as dangerous as lamb straying away from the ewe. It was a lifetime ago. I remember it like the last day. The last time me and sister played. The first time the neighbor's daughters approached us, 14 years of age, when they asked me, do you know where they can find some flowers? Clearly, the flower only blooming in front of me for admiration to be socially depicted would have to be seen within my sis, but that wouldn't stop them. They said they knew where some were, down by the train tracks. That's where they told us as we proceeded to our home. That night, dinner was interrupted, an urgent knock at the door. 2 young white girls had reportedly gone missing. I told Dad I had seen 2 girls earlier in the day where they said they were headed. My father, skipping supper after a long day's work, set out to help find the missing girls. It never crossed his mind that skipping a meal meant he may never get to break bread with his son again. The next morning, another visit. 2 white police officers. Mom was visiting her sister while Dad was at work. To their serendipity, for it was me they wanted to talk to. They told me they found the missing girls, right where I said they would be. I had no bearing on the weight of their words at the time. I asked if they were okay. One said they were dead, both poked in the head with a railroad spike. You're in a lot of trouble, he told me. The racism in his eyes stabbed at my life from the moment they arrived. Rushed to the ground, they handcuffed me, took me to the jailhouse, charged me double homicide. I remember it like the last day. The last time 14 was considered a youthful age. 81 days later, in a trial by jury, the officers insisted I confess the crime to them. My parents, threatened by an angry mob seeking vengeance, weren't even allowed to be in the courtroom. After a 3-hour trial, I was found guilty. The all-white jury deliberated for a lengthy 10 minutes before sentencing me to execution by electric chair, scheduled for that very same day. When they couldn't strap me in the chair properly, they decided the Bible I was carrying would make for good leverage. My family had not seen me till my deceased body, charred from Old Smoky, was placed in open coffin. 70 years after This lawful injustice that took away my life was cleared in exoneration. If only they could reverse my death like them charges. I remember it like the last day. The last time 14 years of age was innocent. But that's history. His next story will begin in 3, 2. Funny how the love lost of a young lady make you want to change your batting average, make an athlete out of you, when all you know is win. But an L can push you. Amazing the influence a person can have over their peers. Type of persuasion that can incite a riot. One that can leadership a pep talk that can literally result in a blowout. You don't have to play a sport to be victim of a slaughter. You can blindly walk into your own end game. You can see how and why they chose sporting goods, diamond equipment. Killing innocent Black men has always been the official American pastime. They say the attack was 10 to 30 suspected young Italian men, enough to compete and fill the bench. 7 or more, ironically, wielding baseball bats, while the pitcher had an arm, a firearm to strike out the first Black male to step up to the plate, meaning their neighborhood, the field of their dreams, the home run by them. The train station just blocks away when daylight dug out their image from in the distance. All this because a girl chose to Negro League game her way out of a proposed relationship, claiming one for herself, her own Jackie Robinson, one who would have her heart. As if a team captain of this caliber would allow for a stolen base. He wasn't about to drop the ball on this one. 2, 3, 4, apparently out of their league because their jerseys didn't match, meaning their skin complexion was too melanated to be from round here. So it must be them, the opposing team, the rivals that they were waiting for. And I figured you listen a little more deeply to the analogy of murder with baseball, but a brawl broke out. Bats were swung as if they didn't already have the numbers, the aggression, the home field advantage over their unexpected victims. With every attempt to beat the pants of their opponents, the 7th inning stretch of bats swung at them, a lopsided display of fists pop up as if that wasn't enough to declare victory. The pitcher drew his gun, his loaded firearm, and fired from the mound like a score to settle, hitting dead center the chest of his target like a back catcher's mitt, as if he had trained for this his whole entire life. The final strikes, one that will pierce directly into a heart. Game over. A 16-year-old Black teenager was shot and killed after he and his friends were attacked by a mob of men fisting baseball bats. One with the pistol, the ringleader actually, who deliberately took away his life. At a press conference, the homicide victim's father had this to say. He died because of what I did. I'm the one that gave him his color. He died because he was Black. Some of the darkest words to come from a man in reference to a son. Darker than his complexion, blacker than the clothes of his eyelids even. I could hear his heart tear to shreds of confetti with each syllable he spoke. Knowing he'll never hear his son's voice again, other than a mind trick within his head. I could still see his melanated fist-banging ear. His stomach full of there should be more time on the table. I'm sure he could have said a packed rat mouthful of undigested hate and choked up blame, yet he regurgitated his soul out onto the floor, rose up his son in the bear of his cross, sacrificed himself to a heathen judgment in the claim of the life of his teenage boy. No father should ever have to bury his son. It's like watching you put yourself into the ground. You don't know death till you lose the fruit of your loins. He died because of what I did, he said. I'm the one that gave him his color, his spark, his demeanor, the sensation on the eye he reflects that emits his light from inside. He died because I put my armor off on him. I knew that there would be wardrobe issues, many of which I faced myself inside tearlit eyes who denied their envy. I expected him to do his time as a man, eventually married, raising my grands, in bed with his plans, a successful Black man. I never nightmared it to be a death sentence, knowing the imprisonment would be a life sentence. I trapped him inside the cells of my skin. He died because of what I did. But that's history. His next story will begin in 3, 2. Imagine someone held you up high by the neck, forced your eyes open, made you watch someone's execution. Images recorded in your memory banks you wish you could delete. Wish you could just remove from your history, but some scenes your eyelid you never forget. I remember an account, a live recording, a playback of a time where I was gripped, peering evidence, a first time I ever been forced to stare death dead in the face. My cousin pre-warned me, be ready for anything. Don't ever find comfort in no man's pocket. Don't mistake a hand held while crossing the street to cover your eye any sign of trouble. He promised those fingertips won't hold on protection. A voicemail left to sit in my inbox messaging. You'd be surprised what your lens focused in on when your eye been turned back at you in the mirror. Selfie pictures, model rump shaking, monitoring everything funny on the net. High on definition, you can capture everything, streams you may never expect. Imagine someone woke you up out of your sleep, forced your eyes open, held you up high, right by the neck. I remember his shake, shook me out my rest. I was snug in my cover when he grabbed at my neck, almost dropped me twice. Hell, if he did, that wouldn't be the first scratch etched on my face. Never cleared the crust, the lint out his empty before key eyewitnessing me to it all. The crowd, the screaming, the police patrol car lights, bright but beyond lighting the officer's thoughts. The people shouting, let him up, get off his neck, you're on his throat. The officer shouting back to push the crowd away, the detained man losing himself breath by breath, dead on with weight at his life like it belonged to his face. My eye dead on his as it closed the curtain, dilating, his hand still pinned behind his back, knee on his neck, the officer yelling back at the crowd to try to gather a bit of respect while the all stood around. He called for his mama. The knee pressed harder as if to squeeze out the last bit of breath he throated was in the soul of the crowd escaped from the scene. You could feel them die through the captured screen, the take of his spirit levitating his body, voiced in his last attempt to scream. Imagine someone held you up high by your neck, forced your eyes open, made you watch someone's execution. You can't delete what you stored in your memory, even if the recording was erased. But that's history. What my time looking like, Prada?
You got 5 more minutes. But of course, I'm not gonna like mute you, so it's fine.
Shout out to Obi West for allowing me to use his scheme on the countdown. This is gonna be my last piece. Free. You are free, they told us. Somebody explain to me what the fuck that mean. To be black, nigga, melanated, free in America. All I know is what I've seen. What the fuck is free to me? A black man born here on American soil with overseers who never stop hunting down flesh tones, a legal system who never legalized our existence. North never spelled out safe for the Negro. Free? What the fuck you talking about, free? Boy, where your papers? Don't that sound a lot like where your enslavement? Walking around here, you better have license and registration. Like freedom only for those with an authenticated membership validation of U.S. property by card. Don't get caught without papers. Stating you's a free, unwanted black man by the government of the United Colonization, Queen of Liberty, Justice and Equality, black skin equal to filth rich here in America. The soils of our skin make for barter in the system, tangibles in exchange for coinage in these streets. Heart, lung, kidneys, melanins in market. You can trade your Negro back to slavery for chips. Them papers don't mean shit. You find yourself walking, driving, traveling, open on the wrong side of town, wrong side of the sun. My dear son, you must be lost. Black roaming about out here trying to escape, trying to reclaim your name. You can't hide away from America. The white made race system. You chained to the chase. We got cages for runaway slaves like yourself. Trains to down south you, body and thought process. Shackles to remind you why you like jewelry. See, you know why you think you free. Excluded from the targeting of our casting net, but we've been catching bodies like fresh fish since the island. We don't railroad a shitload of you, boy, in our jailhouse. Cattle you all in like a village of livestock. Enough for you to tattle. Sentenced to gabbles, to go before our judges. Hell, we've been judging you since we stole your black ass, convicting you since your first buck breaking. You ain't well broken yet. Found guilty of overpowerment. Ain't shit you gonna do about it, but try on these chains, on your hands, on your feet, on your mind. See, I got your concentration in prison. You can't run if you want to. Hell, I had your black shadow from way down the block. Made you cross town, pulling out the donut shop. I started to bring you one along, but I ate it on the way. Still cleaning my teeth, savoring the taste. Anyway, boy, what you ready to go home? Ready to go roam with your new family? Well, come on, let's see. Let's get you out this cold and into a warm, comfortable jail cell. Get you to a judge, see what you sell for. We'll get you on that train for modern day slaves so you can go back where you belong. Free. Ain't no free for me in America, not for a man made out of sun-baked skin. When laws wall us back in a preconditioned environment, positions in tied to the behavior alignments, everything that goes against fruitful multiplying. Tell me what the fuck is free? What is free for black people? Because living in America, I don't know what that means.
I need a breath. Y'all, unmute your mics, please. Give it up for our final feature.
But that's history.
That's how it's done, and that's that piece.
Incredible
That's
set,
it,
Mr.
yeah.
Witz. That was
Holy shit.
brilliant.
I'm a whole lot smarter now.
Nice, yeah.
I really liked how they were all in stories and you counted down between the two of them, between all of them. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I messed up my introduction, but it's all good. Y'all got the gist of the message, I believe. Again, I want to shout my brother Obi West out. The scheme or the way I did it with the countdown is definitely his style. And I reached out to him. We had a nice conversation this morning, and I told him I wanted to use that, and he gave me his blessing. So I definitely want to make sure I shout him out for allowing me to do such.
Yeah, I like that too. That was really good.
Right, it's absolutely amazing. So same thing as our previous features, right? If we were in a cafe or we were in a brewery or a poetry open mic, we would have the hat that would be going around the room. There's 27 people in the room tonight. If everybody just put a couple dollars in the hat for Mr. Witz, it would be a very nice feature tip for him. And please do not think that $2 or $3 is cheap. You're not going to send it because that's like it's stupid. It's stupid. No, it's not. Please just fucking do something. Don't do nothing. You'll hear me say it again and again and again every Saturday when we have features. Something is not nothing, and just do what you can. Right? You don't have to do it all. Just don't do nothing. Please, let's support our poets. And thank you so much for supporting The Word Is Right. All of you for being here. Our features for being here tonight, because we cannot do it without all of you, the ones who are reading in the open mic, and of course the ones who are featuring, and the ones who are just here to listen. Thank you so much. On the Saturday night, you could be anywhere, but you are here, and that is not lost on me, is not lost on the team here at The Word Is Right. Thank you so much for your love and support. Please go to YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow The Word Is Right as we begin to evolve. We have, I believe it's now 16 poets in our Word Is Right family doing live shows, open mics, as well as workshops almost every day of the week. We have a lot of fun things coming up. Monday nights, the Moist Mondays featuring Black Widow Poet. In March, we are bringing The Great Debaters. It's an incredibly fun poetry workshop show that is going to be debate style, and it's really fun too. If you like friendly competition, you'll love this. And it's free event, so please keep your eyes out for that as well. All right, we're gonna. Before I mute everyone, I just want to kind of unmute everyone one more time so that we can give all of our features here tonight a huge round of applause. AJ Houston, Mr. Witz.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
All the features. Yeah. Y'all kicked ass. That was awesome.
And if you guys would like to read any of the bios for the poets, they are all on the Word Is Right's event page for tonight. All of our shows are up there. So if you go to the Word Is Right on Facebook, click events. Sometimes you have to scroll to the bottom, click see more, because we have so many events, so many shows every week. Just click see more. It'll open it up. Also, the banner on the back of our show is the schedule for every day of the week. All right, Kohi, I've got you. Mr. Fun, Stephen Blaine. Does anyone else want to read who has not read yet? Please drop your name in the chat and let me know. And then Miss Betty wanted to read her other poem that she couldn't find when she went through. So if nobody wants to read again, I only have two for the second round, which would be Miss Betty and Daniel. Okay, Marianne, I got you, Marianne. Because I am in Texas, and I think I have like 30 more minutes, so I can go 30 more minutes. And if we go into the second round, we will. And if not, if anyone wants to volunteer to host the second round, I'm welcome to I am happy to pass the baton. Okay, so Kohi, let me find you here, and I will unmute you, my new friend. And I'm so glad you're an insomniac, because that means now you're totally screwed. You have to be here every Saturday night now.
Hi Marissa. Hi everyone. I'm from the UK. Your laughter, Marissa, is just so infectious. Like, your aura is just beautiful. I need you here in the UK. So basically, I saw Mr. Witz's post about this, and I quickly logged on. Like, I'm like, oh my God, they've got a feature with 3 of my kings who I love, my mentors, my brothers, Jah, Witz, and AJ. And yeah, I've just been messaging them as well. I got quite emotional because I haven't been in class. Like, I used to go to Miss Parker's class, and I haven't, so I missed them a lot. But I'm glad I'm here. And seeing as it's Black History Month, I was going to ask Mr. Witz if he wants me to do Paper People, because he knows what that's about. Witz, are you still here? I think he is. But yeah, it's lovely to meet you all and be in this space again. Oh, I'm getting emotional. It's so weird. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna go into Paper People because it's one of my well-known ones, and it's a piece I wrote around the time of George Floyd. Okay, here goes. Paper ghosts in paper towns, paper puppets, smeared red paint, paper frowns. Paper kings sit on paper thrones, wearing paper crowns stolen from paper men they own. Paper ballots versus paper rights, writing bills, amending rules in this paper fight. Paper wars, paper instructions passed by paper bullies and stained paper tyrants. Paper announces paper death mandates when the looting starts, the shooting starts, leading to paper riots in paper towns of destruction. Paper prisons bring in paper currency, the prison industrial complex at the expense of paper men who didn't have paper greens, so couldn't pay for paper bailouts. Their voices are heard in the silent shouts. Paper service for paper people, paper oppression saying you deserve this. Paper souls smothered under paper boots and paper knees, a roll of paper is spreading hateful disease. Paper body, paper crushed, asphyxiating final paper words, I can't breathe. Paper shredders, guts out, spleen severed from paper cuts and metal scissors. Papered ink on newspapers, headlines read tunes played by the paid piper. Paper kisses upon paper lip service, paper hearts torn apart, cannon fodder like paper confetti, paper spray, paper bleeds. Papery thin, paper limb, paper bodies lie crumbled on the floor. On paper roads outside paper homes, paper caskets filled with paper boys. In decades to come, there will be paper tombs, paper catacombs litter the foundations of this paper city and paper world. Paper roots hold up paper trees, origami branches shrouded with paper leaves, shedding life of hope for paper child living in civilization, yet still reduced to animal wild. Paper guns, empty paper bullets from paper mags, paper spraying paper eyes, paper hands form paper blockades, paper riots protesting spineless oppressors. Paper kith and kin, united paper brethren, unite against cardboard foes. Together we fight paper woes. Paper is running out. Says paper is running out. Teacher, I need paper, says paper babe with paper pencil in paper hand. Earnest look on paper face. Paper teacher looks back with paperless eyes. There is no more black paper left, she says. And that's that piece.
Oh man, Kohi. Yes, y'all unmute your mic.
Amazing. We're Kobe.
Wow.
Yo, you know
Wow.
that's my word.
What a
Thank
poem.
you, love. Thank you.
Wow.
You know that's the piece that made me. Am
That's
I
Witz's
muted?
piece, yeah.
That's the piece that made me fall in love with you, Cole. Thank you, baby. Thank you
Love
for
you.
sharing that.
I love you.
All right, Cole, fine. Miss you, Cole. Definitely been missing. But
I
I've been
missed
checking
you.
you out.
I got emotional. I'm
see
like,
you
I'm gonna
hosting. I
cry.
see you hosting. You're doing it.
I love you, AJ. I love you guys. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. What a great mic. What a great show tonight. Thank you all so much for being part of it. It's not stopping. It's not stopping. Like y'all don't even know the rest of the list is fire. So don't fucking go anywhere. Because you know there is still so much to hear and see. We got Mr. Fun. Mr. Fun was a feature not too long ago here at The Word Is Right, so I'm so glad he's back. Stephen Blaine and Miss Marianne Peterson. Then we'll move into, I've got Daniel and then Miss Betty to wrap up the show. And then, then we'll do our toast and we'll bid everyone adieu. And we'll rock with that. All right, let me mute everyone. Hang on, Mr. Fun. Let me come get you real quick. Man, strap in for this poet. He's amazing. You ready?
Of course I am. Thank you so very much. Everybody's awesome and amazing. I love you guys. I'm so glad that I got a chance to be here. So just so you know, I feel like I always want to show this off. Deathmatch Haiku Slam Champion. Yes, that is me. If you ever want the smoke, just let me know. We can go head to head and do some stuff. You know, I feel like as poets, a lot of times we are unnecessarily humble. I feel like all of us in this space are writers and creators. We're totally good and awesome. So why not just celebrate the fact that you are awesome? So yes, I have a title. I'm gonna try to keep it. So with that being said, I'm gonna do like 3 quick haiku, and I'm gonna run into this poem right quick. So here we go. We tear down Black men from 18 to 66 like we're the new Klan. All right, next one. Let's see. Crossing the borders. When the police say papers, please don't say scissors. All right. A burning question. Are rednecks with gonorrhea firecrackers? I'll just leave you with those. All right, but here we go. Let's do a poem really right quick. Yeah, let's make some noise. Some movies are so good, we never stop talking about them. I mean, everybody in there remembers the 5 Heartbeats. Eddie Kane Jr. sliding across the stage, Big Red, dangling that one dude off the balcony. If I started singing nights like this, I wish, without skipping a beat, y'all would jump in, that raindrops would fall. Then it would happen. It always does. We become a riot of Black movie quotes, a tsunami of hold up, I got one for you. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change, or until you do right by me, everything you do gonna fail. And who can forget the ultimate sexual chocolate? Sexual chocolate. You see what I mean? You're sitting there waiting for the next line, hoping that you can get in on this flashback. Like I said, some movies are so good, we never stop talking about them. By the way, does anybody remember Eric Garner still waiting to exhale? Trayvon Martin, this boy in the hood who never finished his long walk home, sometimes in April. Walter Scott, Eric Harris, Freddie Gray Jr., these bad boys getting a new form of higher learning on school days. And I am telling you, if I started singing Dreamgirls without skipping a beat, would you remember Melissa Williams, Sharmell Edwards, Rekia Boyd, for colored girls who never chose to set it off? Their skin was their only crime, like Sandra Bland, Diary of a Mad Black Woman who lost her sparkle in a Texas jail cell. Then it would happen. It always does. One thing leads to another. An officer, a gentleman, a simple stop and frisk turns into a time to kill. In the heat of the night, sister, act like white chicks, because every day is an imitation to life. No matter how innocent you die, baby boy, you will always be considered a major pain, an enemy of the state, a menace to society. And cops are American gangsters on training day, awarded their freedom for their King Kong ain't got shit on me behavior. It's funny. Scary movies are never talked about around Oscar time. Granted, Oscar shot in the back was just horrifying enough to make the big screen. I guess making it past the credits before dying is progress. Then tell me, how do I make it from Friday to the Friday after next? When Hands Up, Don't Shoot sounds like a negotiator screaming, you want my blood? Then take my blood. There are so many wrongful deaths that go unseen, forgotten. Tales from the hood, it seems. Black murders, just like Black movies, are only remembered when someone is feeling nostalgic. And that's that poem right there. Thank you all.
Oh my God, let me get everyone unmuted here. Give it up for Mr. Fun, please.
Thank you.
That's that.
Oh my God. You know what? If you would ever want to do like a pop-up
Yes,
event, Word is Right, I would totally produce a haiku hustle show for you. If you want to do like a mini haiku type slam or something fun like that. I have an idea I've been tossing around, I mean, even before this, but something that would be kind of like teamwork, but also friendly competition that would be short and quick. And I think haiku is a great way to do that. So if you, we get the 5th days of the month where we don't have a show. And so we do these fun pop-up shows. And if you ever want to do that, Gerald, I would love to do that with you. I wrote it down in my notes tonight. I take notes every show. So I wrote it down in my notes and I'll hit you up and we'll do something fun like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. All right, so we got two more, and then we'll have Daniel and Ms. Betty close us out. We got Stephen Blaine, who I'm just so honored every time he graces the stage here at The Word Is Right. He's sensational. And Miss Marianne Peterson, Miss Straight No Chaser, is gonna drop some bombs on us tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone and then bring up Stephen Blaine. Where are Just sit back. Your world's about to get a lot more enjoyable. All right, Stephen.
I'm here. Gotcha. Wow, what powerful performances tonight. It's been amazing. I guess you're all aware of what's going on in Eastern Europe, and I was inspired by a line that the president used, and so I wrote this today. I don't need a ride, I need ammunition. Baby, can't you see? I am on a mission. Comes to my liberty, the bullshit stops with me. I don't need a ride, I need ammunition. Don't need no sanctions, just send us guns. One for every mom and daddy's sons. If we die for our country, well, that's how it must be. I don't need a ride, I need ammunition. I'd like a battleship whose missiles fly precisely, but howitzers and javelins would still do it very nicely. Don't want no war, but go to hell. It's what I said before my body fell. But spirit will live on long after I am gone. I don't need a ride, I need ammunition. Comes to my liberty, the bullshit stops with me. I don't need a ride, I need ammunition. I'd like a battleship whose missiles fly precisely, but howitzers and javelins would still do it very nicely. I don't want no war, but go to hell. It's what I said before my body fell. But spirit will live on long after I am gone. And I don't need a ride, I need ammunition.
Oh, you guys, unmute your mics. Give it up for Stephen Blaine.
Yeah, very yeah.
Oh, Stephen.
Yo, I think you just
So good.
rewrote the national anthem with that one, baby.
I was about to cry. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man.
Thanks.
So you just got right to it. Don't need we just need ammunition and guns. So yeah, we don't need all the other stuff y'all talking about.
Just need some ammunition.
Sorry, got to
so tragic what's going on right now. It's yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you
for sharing.
Whew, let's go. All right. Next up, we got Marianne Peterson, Straight No Chaser. I know, Marianne, your poems are short, so please feel free to share a few. And then we'll bring up Daniel and Miss Betty to close us out tonight. Let me go ahead and mute everyone. Hang on, Marianne. Let me mute everyone and I'll come get you, Marianne. Give me just a sec to find you. There we go. Go ahead and unmute. Here we go.
Hey, this one is called Let the Sun Shine In. I wrote October 1990. Let the sun shine in, let the sun shine in. Let the sun shine into your heart. Don't let anything get you down. Make your frown turn upside down. Let the sun shine into your heart. That's the first one. The next one I'm reading is called I Will Miss You Very Much. I wrote April 16th, 1994. It's dedicated to Martha Bessel, who took care of me when I was a kid. You're a nice person. I wish you didn't have to die so soon. I will try not to cry. You were like a family member to me. When I had something to say, you always listened. I knew you felt lots of pain. I'll miss you very much. I know that death is a part of life, but I still wish you could have lived longer. I say again, I will miss you very much. I'll keep you in my memory forever. That one. Next one is called Love. I wrote Jennifer Marshall, June 11th, 1994. Looking back on past years, seeing sorrow, happiness, and togetherness, I can't explain the feeling. This feeling is one of a kind. I've never felt it before. I don't know exactly what it would be called. Maybe it's a mixture of past feelings, but maybe it's called love. I think that's it. Love for you, my dear. That one. And then this one I wrote in college in Jennifer Marshall, May, June, July, August. August 22nd, 1994. It's dedicated to one of the people who went to college with me. Flutter, flutter goes my heart. Spin goes my head. As you walk by, my heart jump starts. I hear you sing and my head spins. I see you play your instrument and I feel like dancing. I don't know if I have a crush. I don't know if I'm in love. I don't know if I'm infatuated. All I know is you make me feel good.
I love that, Marianne. Do you have one more?
Yeah, I do have one more I can find. Okay, this one's called Depression. I wrote October 20th, 1996. Feeling like crying, suicidal thoughts sometimes, suicide tries, crying inside all the time and also crying outside sometimes, feeling alone, feeling like nobody cares, feeling like there's no reason to live anymore. These all come with chronic depression. I have chronic depression. I hate chronic depression. It makes your life seem too hard.
Oh my God. It makes your life seem too hard. Miss Marianne Pearson, straight no chaser. She cuts through it country with her words. This is what Advocate says, right? Y'all unmute your mics. Give her a big round of applause.
Yeah.
Whew. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Two more poets tonight. We got Daniel Viegas and we have Miss Betty. And yes, so let's go. Daniel. Oh wait, hang on. Let me mute everyone. And then Daniel, let me come for you. Daniel Viegas. Let's go. Where are you? There you are. All right, Daniel.
Aquí vamos. Okay. This piece is called I've Gone Plant-Based. I've gone plant-based, eating everything that plants make. From avocados, no more gelatos, broccoli steamed with zucchini asado, beans and onions con garlic guisado, beef patties without the beef. Because me and meat, we had some beef. And yes, I had to squash that real fast. Get it? Squash, like some raw vegetables. Juice and carrot for better carotene to be more available. My greens are celery and cucumbers. Salads here and there, but not my main source of energy. I rise like the tides whenever I'm feeling lethargy or lethargic. Combat pardon. When my heart aches, I dig deeper. Like what part of me focuses me to act quicker without actually thinking things through? My meditation is an observation of what I can really do. I'm feeling the color blue like the oceans, I'm vast. And whenever I'm out of tune, my instrument I grab, because the body and mind unite the spirit and soul. Align with the universe. Whenever I'm feeling cold, I transpose my prose like candles I'm lit. Because sometimes we're in the dark, but it doesn't mean we're it. I shine. But not like shoe shines, more like Sasuna me. If the moon is really real, then why does it seem like a program? A military base for the ones who occupy. Calligraphy, pens, and feathers write out our tomorrows. I hold my future on my hand like holding a pile of sand. In other words, I can create so fast, sometimes I miss the demand. Upon land, I walk the earth with a dark tan and let everyone know that living is constant or continually. I flow superb like Italy, getting its name from Atlas, the Greek Titan, holding the heavens after a war with Zeus. I pray to Jesus while counting acute angles like triangles. Whenever I boot, I'm holding the shoot And inside I reside while playing the flute, magical sound so I can rebound, or should I say so I could renounce all the past things no longer allowed. Plant base is what I choose to carry me out. When holding a smile, I flip the watermelon upside down. No longer a frown, I speak from my crown. Chakra the flow, immense, no pretense or pretext of the suffix or prefix. I'm holding a bee sting like rings on a Saturn while holding a lantern to get through these dark times. Innocuous. I'm not offensive, nor do I mean to cause harm, but to raise a higher vibration, we have to be online with the universe and fly through the galaxy in a spaceship called Mother Earth. The mothership has arrived. Who's leaving this stand first? I blast verse with multiple soliloquies. I'd rather be a profitable prodigy, one of the ascended masters, so I eat plant base. Because inside you know that I'm after a craftsman to crafter, a wordsmith with words that can freeze Alaska. I'm holding a pound of maca to get my energy right. Good vibes with good food, make some music, good life, plant-based.
Let's go, Daniel. Yes, everybody. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
Now he just dropped some singles too. Watch. Let me invite everyone to unmute because I know Don, you just dropped some singles. You got some stuff going on. What's coming up for you? Because I didn't ask
that,
you.
bro. That was fire, King.
Thank you. I appreciated all the poets that's performed in the features. It was a blessing. What I got, I live about an hour, 20 minutes upstate from New York, and I'm trying to get the poetry scene going. So I'm trying to work on the next poetry slam out here, out in Newburgh, New York. If you guys are aware of that, building the community. I've had one. It was really well attended. Over 100 people showed up, 20 poets. So I'm trying to build that community. So that's really what I got in the works. A couple singles just came out, and the album that I'm working, the bilingual hip hop album. But yeah, let's stay connected, and I'm grateful to meet and to share with so many great poets. So thank you for the word is right, and that's it for me. Gracias.
And Daniel, get with Christy Scribbles, who is here today. She's up in northern New York, upstate New York. Also, Veronica J, who's on IG, she's in upstate New York. I'm sure there's other poets too, but at least those two off the top of my head I know are up there. And so they could probably find you and connect you with other poets up there to continue growing your local poetry scene. Let's go. Y'all, this is where teamwork makes the dream work. I'm going to mute everybody, and then I'm going to bring up our final poet this evening, Miss Betty, who I just absolutely love. This poet. She just humbles me, and one day I will deserve your love, my beautiful friend.
Thank you. Before I read my poem, I would like to read from the Daily Implications for Life and Spirit from one of our speakers here, H.A. Word Artist. I'm always, promoting the poets. I love all three of these poets. I took workshops from them as well. But again, today is February 26th. Seize the day, but quietly this time. There are blessings hidden in the struggle, and you don't want to miss them. That's that one. That's from that book. So if you can't give any money tonight to any of these poets, tomorrow or sometime this week, buy one of their books, okay? I got H.A.'s book. I got a bunch of his books. I got Coach Jah. I got Mr. Witz books somewhere in this house. But yeah, support the poets, all three of those poets. So I wrote this poem to impromptu, under construction. Danger, heavy equipment, chains, locks, rusty keys, sharp instruments, pitchforks, forklifts, whips, broken floorboards, strong once, sturdy once, a firm foundation for cargoes of a people without faces, pushed, kicked, thrown, pulled onto, loaded onto, massive, creaky, foreboding ships. Who was it that determined the fertile fields, fatty calves, the flowing waters filled with fish, the bounty of fruit of which they harmoniously live, could not abide its ancient citizenship, would condemn the thatched villages, communes full of vitality, full of activity, dust filled trails, tall grasses, the baobab tree, trees of life, shelter feast for all living things. But from the land, a nation, a people had to yield, and so it began. The metamorphosis, the transformation, the mutation, the misconstruction, the turning, the tumbling, the hither and thither, to and fro, a constant journey of one seeking a dismissed, eradicated identity. Bulldoze shelter, mental capacity to weather storms, umbrellas, useless. From the thunderous, tormenting rain, fast moving winds, lawns, inside out, exposing that cargo, a ripped, tatted, culture, naked, shivering, knees knocking, teeth clenching, teeth clenching, to eerily wicked hurricanes, its thunderous waters with each dark gray cold drop, slapping the skin, stabbing, if you will, a foreign name applied supposedly to the most niggardly, slow, uncouth of humankind. Negro, slave, niggers, colored, black, monkey, savage, George, Tom, mammy, boy, girl, maid, servant, heifer, bitch, bastard. They would live in shacks behind massive white buildings, mansions with columns of marble. Then they lived on quartered, carved out land, flung far on the most desolate of farmland, sharecropping. They lived in buildings behind towns of white bleached picket fences, sculpted lawns, trees of ornamental fruit, not for eating, just for looking, bitter fruit reflected of the pale, sullen, covetous people, void of integrity, with murderous hands to a land they laid claim, peppering the parsimonious landscape, lawn jockeys' faces, a mirror of a cargo stolen, kidnapped, unwitting trespasses of blood-stained lands of an indigenous nation soon destined along with the buffalo for extinction. Signs unceremoniously posted at the jockey's knees. No niggas here after sundown unless boarded help. With our bodices, our pin curled hair wrapped in old nylon stockings, slick, greased, hot comb, painted hair stretched within an inch of life, processed, live, brain burning matter. We move, we dance in housing projects, single-story clapboard houses, homes built by industrial proud hands of its dwellers. In afros, braids, locks, weaves, wigs in every hue, color, we dance in the ghettos of urban unrenewal and unrevitalization. We live. The scenario changes very little. The horizon, the map of Western inhumanity, seemingly holds for us the same gig. A people, my people, always under construction. A people, my people, continuously facing destruction. One love, y'all. That's it.
Oh man, Miss Betty, y'all, unmute your mics, please. Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Betty, for the read today.
Thank
oh
you.
my
Always good, powerful words from you, Miss Betty. We always
Always under
appreciate your
construction.
message.
Well,
Come on, Miss Betty.
I gotta give props to
Incredible work, Miss Betty. I appreciate that very much.
I gotta give props to Umalimu, Coach Jah, because I took his writing workshop, and that's one of the first poems I wrote, and that's the first poem I wrote to an impromptu. Thank you, H.A. Word Artist, and to Mr. Witz for his metaphors class that he had. Again, Asante Sana. You guys, if you have a chance, take a writing workshop, especially from these three artists. And again, PSA, buy these boys' books. If you ain't got no money to give them tonight, because I ain't got no money tonight to give y'all tonight, but I'm buying y'all books for sure.
Right. Absolutely. It's a great point, Ms. Betty. You can support through purchasing books as well, books and merch, and showing up and showing out every time for these artists. And thank you so much. And their cash handles are still going to be good in a week or 2 weeks or in a month, right? So, maybe tonight's not the night, but hey, tax returns are coming in. So maybe you maybe dipping into your pockets a little bit and remembering this show and these poets. So I'm gonna have everyone I'm gonna invite everyone to unmute one more time. Give it up for our 3 features tonight: AJ Houston, Coach Jah Smalls, and Mr. Witz. All right. So as we close our show tonight, I love to close the show with a toast. So grab a glass or a cup, or like Jeff does, he just grabs the air. Yes. And we'll toast tonight. I hope to see you all Monday night for Moist Mondays, featuring Black Widow poet Eddie Potastic. Fireman Foreman will be co-hosting with me on that Monday, so we're super excited. Otherwise, peace and blessings so much. All right, here we go. Here's to health and your company, and one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry, all of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, bad thoughts to refrain, for we may or may not ever all be here again. Thank you so much. This has been the Saturday night triple feature. If the word is right, I'm your host, Marissa Prada. Peace, love, blessings. Thank you, features. Thank you, readers. Thank you, audience. See you next time. Bye.